I was off center. Had to center myself. All right, welcome in everybody to the very last Genshin stream I will ever do in this place. You'll never see this background ever again for Genshin. Actually, you might never see this background again. This might be the last day. I don't know if the special stream tomorrow you'll ever see this. Maybe at some point. I'll flip this cam on. Oh no, tomorrow's stream is going to be very, very special, very different from normal stuff. Welcome in, River. Welcome in, Scorpions. And Miss, tell me if you're not lurking for a second. I need your help, Miss. Don't go so fast. I'm not starting the Archon Quest yet. I got other stuff to do. You're not? Good. Miss, can you please help me? Oh, wait. My message didn't even show up here. I sent a message in chat, and then it was like, oh, message cannot be replied to. Apparently, if you try to reply to someone's subscribe message, it just doesn't go through. It's showing on my one screen, but not the other. So, super cool of whatever this thing is. Twitch, that's super cool of them. Yeah, all right, so I need help farming for Farida. So, can you help me farm for Farida after I beat this boss? That'd be super cool. Yo, Flin Flan, you're here. Nice to see you, Flin Flan. How's it going? Oh, no way. We may never see my favorite stream character again. What? Plant behind Nathan's head. Yes, also known as actually a fake plant. It's a fake IKEA plant. One of the classic fake IKEA plants that everybody has.
Out of my way.
Oh yeah, it only shows up if I move my head. My head has to like not be here, and then you can see it. It's way back there. All right, collect this stuff, and then I'm done farming bosses for Charlotte forever. Man, Charlotte could have been so good, but they made her kind of suck. Are you gonna tell us about the house? What do you want to know about the house, Flin Flan? Yeah, I'll tell you guys all about the house as much as you want. Oh, I'll tell you the story of the like last 2 days when I went there. All right, feel free to join anytime, miss. I guess we'll start over here because we've been there before. So Wednesday, it was, oh, hey, there's some flowers right there. Do I even need miss? Do I need miss to show me where the flowers are? Yes, there's like, oh no, never mind. There's like a whole bunch over here. All right, is it everything you thought it would be? All right, so I have a great story about that, Flin Flan. Hilarious. Wrapping up the domain? Yeah, take your time, miss. I found like 5 on my own, and now I'm lost and I don't know where any others are. So, I was glad that on closing day, they gave me the code to unlock the key box like at 11 a.m. It was nice early in the morning. I wasn't like all nervous throughout the day waiting to get the it was both a phone call and an email that I got. So it was nice early in the morning, got that, so I was like, sweet, I get to go down there today, later tonight, don't need to worry about anything, I'm gonna get it, it's gonna be great. So, later that night, I drove down to my new place, and the stupidest thing, already things start going wrong on the friggin' way there. So, like, I'm driving down the 401, I'm on the 401 for 5 minutes, and then Google Maps is like, uh-oh, there's like crap going on ahead on the highway. You gotta get off, and like we need to go around this. So I'm like, all right, that's weird, but fine. There's always bad stuff in this area of the highway, so all right, we'll do that. So get off the highway, take a side road for a while, and then Google Maps is all like, all right, now just go back towards the highway and then take this ramp to go back onto it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go that way, and the ramp to get back on the highway completely closed. Google Maps clearly didn't know about that. So I'm just like driving, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just like go past and then I'll take the ramp on the other direction. Nope, that's also closed. So this entire place where you're supposed to get on, completely closed. Just can't get back onto the highway. So I'm like, all right, well, and then I just go back, find some side roads, and I'm just like traveling along near the highway, just driving. Like consult Google Maps, stop every once in a while, and be like, all right, how am I gonna get to where I need to go? Eventually, drive down far enough, the highway was accessible again. So that was cool. That was stupid, bad start to getting my new house. Yeah, Google Maps, how could you? Or how could whoever it was that decided to close the highway, like, just close... There wasn't even anything going on. Like, maybe there was such, like, a huge accident that they had to block, like, the... In Canada, I think we call it an on-ramp. In America, I think I call it a turnpike. So like that, just to get on the highway, just completely blocked, and Google Maps just taking me all over the place. And then it's like, turn around. It was so funny because like I go past, and it's like, do a U-turn, get back to where you could get on the highway, you idiot. And I'm like, no, Google, you're dumb. You're taking me to a place I literally can't get on the highway. I'm gonna take over. I control how I go places now. Wait, you have on-ramps? Oh, do you call it? All right, so then what's a turnpike? Because I've never heard anyone say turnpike before in Canada. So, like, what do you guys, what was a turnpike then? Why do these bulle fruits look suspicious? Are they leading us down the well? Oh, you gotta go up the well. Turnpike is an extra paid road. What does that mean, an extra paid road? What? Extra paid road. Oh, you can't configure party because they're fighting me. Where miss go, miss here? Oh, it's a toll road. Really? That's what a turnpike is? It's a toll road? That's it? That's all it ever meant? Wow. I did not know. We have roads that, oh, yeah, oh, miss, everywhere has, well, at least I assume every country has roads that you pay tolls on. Well, maybe not Germany. Maybe Germany, you can go everywhere for free. I'm sure that country has everything paid for you. But yeah, Canada, US, toll roads. Wow. Why the heck do you call them turnpikes? There's no turning, and there are no pikes involved. You could just go straight down the paid road. Like if it's a straight road. It doesn't, yeah, you don't know, miss? All right. So someone just made up that name at some point, and it was just like, I don't know, just cause. We make you pay for everything in Burgerland. Great. That's what I want. I want to pay for everything. It's so fun to just spend money for just everything all the time. Yeah, all right, but at least Scorpions, at least you don't have to pay for taxes as badly as Canada. So maybe it kind of evens out in the end. You guys gotta pay for your healthcare and your roads, but here we pay for our taxes. All right, where was I? Okay, so yeah, the driving part, after that, like one little blip, it wasn't too bad. It got slow at one point, because, you know, classic 401, that's what it's like. But other than that, it was fine. Of course you, no, miss, you don't, I know you have taxes, but your taxes are so much lower than ours. Like, and some of your countries, I mean, some of your countries in the United States, some of your states don't even have sales tax. That's nuts. Like, we have to pay 13% on everything. You buy anything, 13%. And then I'm pretty sure our income tax is higher than yours. You have sales tax ever? Someone was telling me there's a state where you don't have sales tax. Oh, wait, some states don't have state tax. Oh, you mean state tax on the sales tax, but there's still federal tax. Why did some of these guys just fall asleep? That was weird. Okay, whoever told me that could have clarified. The tax is split into state and federal, and then there's just no state tax in the sales tax. Some states don't have income taxes? Are you sure about that, Scorpions? Income tax is like the biggest taxing thing that there is that you can get taxed in. Wow, all right, wow, Miss is learning things about her own country. 5 states don't have sales tax at all. See, isn't that wild? Wouldn't that be amazing, Miss, to live somewhere with just no sales tax?
I think the idea
You just buy something, and if it costs $5, that's it. You just pay $5 and nothing extra. That's all you pay.
Alas, that is simply not the way the world works.
That would be super cool. All right, to quote Miss, who is quoting the internet, while there is no imposed state sales tax in Alaska, local governments can levy taxes on certain goods and services. The sales tax is 5% in Juneau, while Anchorage and Fairbanks do not have sales taxes. And the average rate statewide for municipalities is 1.76? That's a pretty amazing rate for taxes. Instead of imposing a sales tax, Delaware assesses a gross receipts tax on certain businesses. Delaware makes extensive use of excise taxes, levied as a flat rate per gallon on goods such as motor fuel and alcohol. Goods such as motor fuel and alcohol. If it's not a liquid, can't be taxed. Official. Montana has 0% sales tax. However, localities in Montana that attract many tourists charge low sales tax, up to 3%. Oh, imagine paying 3% sales tax? That's too dang high. I need less sales tax, please. Referred to as a resort and a local option tax to support infrastructure. Miss, I'm not reading that one. Other more civilized places, according to River, the sales tax is accounted for in the base price. It says $5, you pay $5, and the taxes come as a portion of that. Well, that's convenient.
Everyone seems to be writing about these.
Is that Europe, River? Europe does that? You go to Europe and it's like, oh, we'll actually tell you what you need to pay instead of just telling you a small number and then you have to pay a bigger number.
Take it easy.
How is Miss just teleporting? Like crazy somehow. Oh, New Hampshire also doesn't impose a sales tax. However, some kind of exception or whatever. Miss decided to fight these guys because she really wants me to open that chest, I guess. I don't know why. I don't see any flowers around here. I don't need this chest. Nobody needs chests.
One way to draw your target.
Look, you play the game, you do your dailies, you get some primos. That's all you need. Oh yeah, I think I already got this area. Maybe. By accident. At some point. If there were... Oh, nope. There's a flower here. Maybe I did come here and there were more flowers, but I missed that particular one. New Hampshire? I barely even know her. Classic Lithy joke. Lithy, you're back to your name. I remember we did that last time, and I got it right. First try.
Take it easy.
Miss, is there something with these things to blow up? Is there anything? You keep hanging around this area over here for some reason. Yo, Newt, you're alive too! Welcome in, Newt. How you doing? Miss is now over here. Oh, Europe, yes. Don't remember specifically where. So, like, specific places in Europe do it the good way. Yo, good. Really, River? You're giving Lithy a good joke for that? Alright, sure. Everybody's gets to give the good joke, bad joke, however they choose. It's completely 100% subjective. So you gotta live with that. Wow, there's a thing in the water.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no more flowers. Got them. Oh, you got your drops. Oh, that's what it was. I guess because I can't see your drops on my screen. That's how that goes. Left them alone first time. Oh, Miss, you almost... What if you forget your drops? Why would you leave them alone? You gotta pick them up as soon as they drop. Lithy, yes, you deserve your good jokes. You're the one. If anybody doesn't know the stream lore in this stream, Lithy here actually invented the whole good joke, bad joke thing. And I literally stole it from him. He started it when he was streaming, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna take that. It's mine now. Your new drawing tablet arrived today. Nice, Newt Newt. Which one did you get? Wait, it gave the point to you? Oh, it's still broke. Is it? It's all right. So Stream Elements sometimes is so slow that it grabs your name instead of the person's name. Like, because like it uses some API call to get the person's name that you're like giving the joke to. But if it's, I think it times out and it's just like, oop, we'll just default to your name, the user that did the command. Yeah, epic stream lore. Balance has been restored. Nice. Epic curry leftovers. Is that, wait, is that like a reference to something? What the heck is epic curry leftovers? It doesn't work if you use an @ Wait, it doesn't work? Not even stripping the leading @ What? Oh! Inspiroi HP 60? Oh, I haven't not heard of that one then. Alright, to be honest, I'm pretty sure the only one I've heard of is the Wacom. That's the only one I know about. Although I think I have heard of, like, that company. What, how do you pronounce that? Huion? Huion? Huion. It's a reference to what I said when he asked how I am. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, I did miss that. Oh, good. I hope your curry was good, River. 3 containers of leftovers. It's nice to like get some leftovers and then you can eat the good food for several days after without having to cook more. Oh, these classic flowers in the place where you just get blown. I think it's pronounced bouillon. Yes, I'm sure it is. I mean, bouillon. Bouillon? That's either true or false. Oh, what happened to super floaty time? There we go. Yo, Banan Man, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing? Oh, wait, so where was I in my story? Okay, so driving to the house. Flip Flame, you still there? Did you leave? Because I completely lost my place. Okay, so Wednesday night, drove to the house. Eventually got there at friggin' 11:30 at night because of the detour I had to take. Still here? Nice. So it was super late, and I'm sure that if anything went wrong getting to the house, everybody was probably like asleep at that point. So if I had any trouble getting in, that would have been possibly very bad. But luckily, I got there. I was able to open the lockbox. Although I wasn't able to close the lockbox. Are you supposed to be able to close the key lockbox? Because I opened it, I took the key out, and then tried to close it again. I was like, it's not closing. I don't know how to close this thing. I like tried pushing stuff in, and it didn't go. So I don't know. I kind of just left it. I like flipped it closed, but it wasn't locked closed. Maybe it doesn't matter. Wait, you completely lost your place, but you just got it. I did. Good one, Scorpions. Almost good enough for a good joke. Chilling, going on tiny vacay tomorrow. Nice, Banan Man. What you doing for vacation? All right, so I go in the house, and I look around, and I'm like, wow, this place sucks. Like, I go in, and it's just like, everything's just so dirty, and it smells weird. Like, and it smells like body spray. And it's like, ugh, I gotta live here now. So that's my house. Oh, that's all? Well, thank you, miss. I think I can upgrade my Farina now. I should be able to. I just gotta make some rocks. And then I can. Awesome. Do you need more? I don't need any more today, miss. I probably gotta do like one more run of these if I don't get more flowers myself at some point. So maybe someday I might need to call on you again, but until then, I really appreciate the help. That was super awesome. Thank you so much, miss. All right, yeah, so the house sucked when I first got in.
This isn't good.
So
Rain washes away the
I didn't really do
traces.
too much that night. I kind of just walked around, looked at everything, and then I started, you know, blowing up my mattress so I could go to sleep. Hydrate, thank you, miss. Noonan says, what's with these new Twitch features? I can share my watch streak? Yeah, honestly, I feel like they're getting a little weird
No way I
with
can
the
get
Twitch
mad in this
features these
format.
days. Like, it's a bit much. It's kind of like, do I need to share every little thing that happened? Like, just today when I started stream, it was like, oh, you can pin something. Like, you can pin your clips or something. Like, I guess that could be good. I think it was clips. It was something. So, like, if someone or makes a clip or you make a clip, you can pin it to the stream so that people can watch the clip. I don't know what it was. But they're just like adding so many things that I feel like are kind of superfluous. They have added a lot of good stuff though. Like, I think the featured clips is a cool thing. And like the new clips editor, that's super cool. There's some good stuff. Oh, you're spending time with Marcus and his parents and their hut. They live in a hut, Banana Man? That's it? A hut in Denmark. In the northern reaches of Denmark, where you have no electricity, they live in a hut. All right, gonna host a cleaning party next weekend? All right, I'm getting there, actually. I'm getting there, Flim Flam. So, I blow up this mattress, and Large Poggers is gonna come into this story right now because I bought that blow up mattress because Large Poggers was supposed to come to visit me last year, but he couldn't get his passport, so he didn't come. And so I bought that blow up mattress for him to sleep on when he was here, because like this apartment, I've got no space. Like I've got my bed, and then I've got a couch that like is too small to sleep on, so not very comfortable for sleeping. So I was like, all right, I'll buy a blow up mattress for Large Poggers. He can sleep on that. I'm sure he'll have fun on that thing. Anyway, so I ended up using that particular blow up mattress for myself. I brought that in a sleeping bag, and that's what I slept on Wednesday night. And the blow-up mattress, you blow it up, it's so thin that like if you don't like perfectly distribute your weight, your body weight across the whole thing, you're just touching the floor. Like that's how thin it is, and it just doesn't blow up that much. And then like the friggin' pillow part of it blows up super high, and like there's a thing that you like there's a pump, and it's like right on the side of the pillow. So like if you're leaning this and you like turn over, your head is now on the pump. It was so bad. It's such a bad air mattress. Like I will save that for if I ever have like a terrible enemy sleepover. They get to sleep on that blow up mattress. The good people get the guest bed. So that thing was awful. Yeah, so that night, I barely slept. I was just like, oh, like I'm on the floor. It smells. It's so uncomfortable. And like, it was even too hot. I turned down the heat. Like the heat wasn't going and it was just warm, which is great because that means good insulation. And the place will stay warm during the winter without racking up my heating bill. No, wait, why is co-op match? Why would my only options co-op and match? Oh, because I'm still in this mode. Yeah, so that night sucked, but things get better the next day. Pin your cheers. Yes, I think that's it, Scorpions. Pin your cheers. So it's like, really? Do I need to show everybody or pin this to there was a cheer that happened and everyone can see it for like 20 minutes or something? I don't know. It doesn't seem that interesting to me. How you liking the long hair, River? Only because the housing market is so bad that my tower is a foot tall. Nice. I like that. They got rid of the red block on the reply bar to show muted sections of a VOD. Really? So it's just muted and you can't tell? Is that what they did? So like it's muted and it's just like, oh, you don't know that Twitch muted it. That seems odd. It's this hut in the woods. They own, it's a a nice place. All right, cool. I'm glad. Air mattresses are the worst. See, like, they do suck, but this was really bad. Like, the last time I slept on an air mattress was at my grandparents' house for, like, a Christmas one year. And, like, the air mattress, it was fine. Like, it blew up, like, this thick. Like, you could lean, like with just a knee, and you wouldn't touch the ground. So, it was good. That was a good air mattress. Like, I still not as comfortable as a bed, but it was fine. That one. Slept in one for 5 nights visiting family in Seattle, never again? Oof. Well, what made that particular one bad, Lithy? Or is it just any air mattress bad for you? So you're gonna have a cleaning service go through? So that's what happened, all right, literally the next day. I'll tell you, yeah, I had the cleaners come the next day, but that was in the afternoon, so I gotta tell you what happened in the morning. All right, in the morning, I had the inspector come, and I also had the internet get installed in the morning. And it was hilarious because they both showed up at the same time. Because, like, when you get, like, internet installed, they always say, oh, we're just gonna come between, like, this time and this other time, and you'll never know when we're coming. It's just sometime. So, like, they came at, like, the exact same time in the morning. So I was like, all right, sure, you guys are here. Like, I'll let the inspector inspect some stuff, and then I'll let the internet person install some stuff and go back and forth between the two.
Busted.
So, there was like... I think the internet actually ended up working out because he couldn't get the line because he had to put in a new line because I got fiber internet. And fiber internet had never been installed in this house before. So he had to, like, bring in the new line from the street, get it through, like, make a new hole in the house to get the line in. And so, like, we couldn't go through, like, where the old internet line was, like, for the cable internet, because, like, that went down through the electrical box into the basement where all the other connections are, but like there was no way to like get it in there because everything was sealed up. So we just kind of drilled a hole like in the front of my house, and it just like goes, there's just a hole, like it's not just a hole, but like it goes in, and then there's like a little connector on the inside in the wall, and then the line runs. And so we ran it basically kind of like to the middle of the house, so like it's in a good spot for Wi-Fi. I meant to press this button. And so I try it out, like he gets it connected, and so I try it out on my phone. Flin Flan, you want to guess like what my download speed on my phone was while standing right next to the router? Go ahead, Flin Flan, give a guess. Such a small thing that's mildly annoying for them to get rid of. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's just any air mattress for you, Lithy? Yeah, they are not the best. River, 2 kilobytes per second. That was, sure, that's what you were gonna guess, Flin Flan. All right, Flin Flan probably doesn't want me to say it because he will immediately drop dead. Flin Flan, I was getting 500 megabits per second. Probably would have been faster if I got a faster plan, but I wanted to save some money and get the 500 plan. Not as fast as the like 1.5 gigabit plan, but it's fine. Hey Bardo, welcome in, how you doing? So yeah, It's like the craziest, fastest internet that I've ever had, which is super cool. Although, if you're not right next to the router, it drops down depending on what you're using. Like I found if I went downstairs, my phone was only getting 300, my Windows laptop was getting 350, and then my Apple, like my work MacBook was getting 450. So once I bring like my PC that I'm streaming with right now, I'm interested to see what speed I will get with that thing. Yeah. Yeah, only 500, unfortunately. Yeah, like the inspector there, he was telling me like he's got like he's on the 1.5 gigabit plan, and on his phone, like in places, he's getting like 700. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to have fast internet. Like I can't wait to upload my first, you know what, this stream that I'm doing right now, it's gonna be the first stream that I upload at my new place on the fast internet, and let me press the button, and I will not have to wait for hours and hours for the stream to upload. I think it'll finally actually be fast. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Here comes the catch.
You've never been on an internet faster than 50 megabits per second? Yeah, that's what I'm on now. Newt. That's what I've been on for like the last 10 years of my life. Like that's totally super normal, like good internet speed.
Gotcha.
But like now that fiber's a thing, like everybody, or like if you have access to fiber, like you can just get crazy fast internet. It's so nice. Yeah, so, and then I said things got better the next day. Things mostly got better. So I don't know, I may or may not have to replace the air conditioning and the furnace soon, because they're both supposed to be at end of life, but they're looking fine. So like they might be totally fine for years still, although like they are pretty old. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But hey Angel, thanks for lurking. But the roof has some completely damaged shingles. Like he took a picture to show me, and like you could see these shingles, they're just like ripped to shreds practically. So I'm like, God damn it, my first thing I gotta do is I gotta get the friggin' roof redone. That's the one thing that always, well, one of the few things when you're owning a house that friggin' sucks that you gotta deal with, re-roofing. Don't replace, just have maintenance. Yeah, like, that's like pretty much just what I'm gonna do for now. You didn't try to get that in the contract? Get what in the contract? I didn't even know the roof was bad. Oh, are you talking about getting an inspection in the contract? The seller's having to re-roof. Well, I didn't know the roof was bad beforehand. So, no, I did not try to get that in the contract. To shreds you say, well, how is his wife holding up? What? I don't even understand what that is. You got 2 gigabits per second with Beanfield in Toronto, Lithy? That's awesome. Yeah, friggin' Beanfield Metro Connect in Toronto, best internet you can get in Toronto. And at reasonable prices too. It's like $50 a month. This is a great price. You get good stuff with Beanfield. But where I live, can't get Beanfield. Only get Bell. That's all I get. Have to deal and live with Bell for who knows if Beanfield will ever come to my area. So that's my life for now. Wait, River got it? Well, someone got it at least. $184 a month? Wow. I'm glad I'm not paying that much. Yeah, for my 500, it's 125. But for my first 2 years, I've got like whatever. I got $15 off, so I'm paying 110 a month. You typically, yeah, miss, you typically have to have an inspection before signing anything. However, in Canada's current housing market, it's so bad that other people trying to buy the house, they're not going to ask for an inspection. So if you ask for an inspection, the seller is going to be like, nah, forget it. We'll go with someone who doesn't ask for an inspection. They're easier to sell to. That's how bad the Canadian housing market is. If you didn't know. Yeah, like you can't get an inspection. It would be nice to get an inspection, but nope. They won't sell to you. Yeah, it's bad. But like, it's fine. Look, I'll get the roof redone, and then I won't need to worry about it for hopefully a long time. It's just that I remember, like, growing up, my parents had to get their roof redone one time. And then immediately after it was done, it started leaking. So, like, the friggin' roofing company sucked and just didn't put in the roof right. Like, that's literally their one job, is to put in the roof right, and they didn't do it right. Like, how bad you have to be at your job to screw up your only job? So I was just like, oh god, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I'm gonna go metal roof. Should I? Is that a good idea, Flin Flan? Is that better than shingles? Like, I don't know. Because the problem is, because I'm in a townhouse, so my roof is attached to my neighbor's roof. So if I want to redo my roof, I have to consult them. And like deal with like how they want to do their roof. It's supposed to last your whole life. Yeah, that makes sense. A metal roof should last that long. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I wouldn't. Well, let's click through this before we start the Archon Quest. More than just that, but it's a huge influence too. The only thing you'll say about it? Oh, because Americans are coming up and buying the properties? Are you really? I haven't heard about Americans coming up and buying properties. Well, I know, because like I used to like be like pretty close with like an Indian friend of mine, and like their whole thing was a bunch of like Indian people from India just like buying up property in Canada.
Whoa.
Why is this voiced?
Kind of big deals.
Isn't this just like a tiny side quest? What is this quest that is so big that it has voicing? What is this? What is happening? Make sure you're okay with the sound. Oh, the sound of rain on a metal roof. I did not think about that mess. Interesting. Very interesting to think about. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, my room would be on the top floor, so when I'm trying to sleep, I would be the closest to the metal roof at that point. So I hope that wouldn't make me not sleep. It's mostly Canadians buying investment and development properties, but there are disproportionate amounts of immigrants buying housing in Canada compared with other countries. Is that possibly because Canada has a disproportionate amount of immigrants compared to other countries? But Canadians are mostly to blame. Yeah, that makes sense. But like Canadians just buying in investment such development. Oh, so like is that partially the whole thing about REITs? Because I always hear about like REITs buying up properties to rent to people. And like they don't, in the government, some people in the government are like, we should tax them or something. I don't know exactly what all of that means, but the main thing is that housing sucks. REITs? All right, REITs. I think it's like an acronym for something. Like rental establishment something or other. Yeah, like that, like how Lithy spelled it. You misspoke? You meant foreign buyers who don't live in Canada. Yeah, those are not immigrants. Yeah, so they have some influence on it, but not necessarily that's all their fault. Yeah, immigrants are Canadians, yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. Like, they immigrate here. Okay, yeah, they're Canadians. They may not be technically Canadian citizens yet. But they are Canadians in some way when they get here. All right, who has done this event? I don't get this.
Why does she want our picture?
Yeah, so anyway, other than that, like, the inspection was fine. The inspector, like, when he went up to look at the the attic, he found a snowboard up there. There was just a friggin' snowboard in the attic. So, like, I had to email my real estate agent. Well, no, miss. I'm gonna email my real estate agent and, like, ask her, like, if it belongs to the previous owners. Like, they might want it back. If they don't want it back, I'll sell it. But if they do, like, I'll just let them pick it up. Stonks. It's with the house? Miss, what do you think I'm gonna get for that? Like, how much? Snowboard for the roof, heck yeah! All right, everybody. This winter, come on down to my house. We'll go snowboarding on my roof. It's gonna be the biggest time you've ever had. It's gonna be so much fun for about 5 seconds, and then you'll be dead. Bet you can't wait. It's gonna be good. No, yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean, miss? Snowboard for the roof? Oh, keep the snowboard? Just keep it and don't tell them because they had a shitty roof and yeah, screw them. If they want their snowboard back, they gotta pay for the roof. Wow. I feel, miss, I feel like the roof might cost a bit more than the snowboard, so they're probably not gonna take that deal. Snowboards are not that expensive.
The celebrity treatment, huh? Can't blame the
But
fans for wanting a photo of
I
their
could just keep the
hero.
snowboard, sell it, and get some money back and be like, well, at least I got something for this roof deal here. Also, before the cleaners came, like, you know, I was complaining so much about, like, how dirty it was. Like, it was pretty bad. If you saw, I should have taken a picture of the freezer. The freezer was just full of, like, shitty ice and breadcrumbs and just gunk and goop. The freezer was so bad. Like, I am really glad that the cleaners, like, they did a good job of cleaning out that freezer. It's, like, actually nice and clean, and you could put food in there now. But, like, holy crap. The freezer was, it was really gross in there. Wait, that snowboard's name was Albert Einstein. Yes, it was. You got a free freezer? No, Flip. It's just like the freezer that's built into the fridge. That's the freezer I'm talking about. I wish I got a free freezer. Although, like, I probably wouldn't even need to use it because as a single person, like, one fridge with the small freezer at the bottom of the fridge is all I really need. Yeah, like, my fridge is the one where you got the door on the top and then the freezer on, like, in the pull-out thing on the bottom. You got a free fridge? Yeah? Flimflat, did you not have a fridge when you moved in? Did you have to buy a fridge? For our house, they took all the appliances for you? Except the dishwasher and the shitty fridge they left in the garage? Wow.
An appearance fee? Photo shoot fee?
Yeah, like, it depends. It probably depends on where the sellers are moving. So I think the people who I bought from, like, they just moved to a place that had fine appliances. So, like, they didn't need to bring their appliances with them. So, like, I just got their appliances. So, yeah, I got a free fridge, stove oven thing, and a dishwasher. Like, I got all the stuff. Washing machine, dryer, it was all there. From selling our house before the crazy market, we had profit from selling. Wow, so you bought all new appliances with the amount of money you made? Nice. Fridge, stove, dishwasher, washer, dryer, that's awesome. Honestly, like, I may or may not try to flip the fridge and get a better one. It didn't seem like the best fridge. Like, it's stainless steel and it's kind of modern, but I didn't like how loud it was. I don't like a loud fridge. You guys know, I complain about my fridge here all the time. I complained once, and everyone was like, fridge is supposed to be quiet. I'm like, well, my fridge isn't. It's always running. Wait. Yup, fridge is running right now. I haven't opened it in hours. I can't even remember when I opened it. Maybe at lunchtime I opened the fridge. And it's just running right now, because it just doesn't stop, because it sucks. You're gonna sell the dishwasher? Yeah. If you can sell it and then get something better, that's nice. Like, I haven't ran my dishwasher there yet, so I'll see how that is too. Like, the dishwasher also has a dent in it. It's a small dent, but there's a little dent in the front of the dishwasher.
Absolutely.
So
it's just an honor.
that's
to
a
be able
thing
to
at my
photograph
house.
The Ace Adventurer duo.
Oh, you better
That's
go
why we have
catch
William
it.
Morris now.
Classic Flin Flan. Classic joke. Yeah, alright, yeah, so the cleaners came, like, they were only there for like 2 hours, which was great. Didn't take too long. They basically cleaned the whole place. Like, they did an okay job. Like, they did a great job with that freezer. But everything else was like, pretty good. It looked clean, at least. But I feel like I just have super high expectations for cleaning things, because when I clean something, it is like completely spotless. Just like absolutely nothing. Like you do the finger test where you wipe your finger on it and like there's nothing on your finger. Like I clean my counters and my floors so clean you could eat off of them. I swear. You come to my house next week, because I'm gonna clean it again, because like I still gotta do all the moving. So like the movers, they're gonna be walking in there with their shoes and everything. So I'm gonna re-clean some of the stuff. But like my house, the floors will be so clean. We're gonna have dinner on the floors. We don't need a table.
Sure, that sounds fine.
It'll be like a new tradition, floor eating.
Hold up.
That's how you do
much did
it.
say again? 1.5
Yeah, no
million?
plates required, exactly. Yo, Clean Freak 2, miss? Nice. Welcome. We can start a club. Can't wait. Yeah, it is harder with kids. But like for me, it's so easy because I don't make a mess. Like, there's just no messes. It's so convenient. You just clean once and then, all you gotta do is just a little bit of dusting and you're good. It's good. Yeah, no plates required. Exactly, Lithy. What we do, we just take the food, plop it on the floor. You just like kind of lean down with a fork and a knife, and you eat. That's the new way to eat. It's the new fashion. Like if your floor isn't clean enough to eat on, like you're not fashionable. You're not into that haute couture. 1.5 million for our photo?
That's a lot of more for just one photograph. Maybe a little too much. Are we really worth all that?
Yo, would you, guys, do you think you could ever be so famous someone would pay $1 million for a photo of you? And if so, what kind of photo? What would the photo look like? What would your pose be? What would you look like in the photo if someone were to pay $1 million for a photo of you? Yeah, so like basically after that, after the cleaners left, then I unloaded my car because I wanted the place to be empty so that'd be easier and quicker to clean. So the cleaners left, I unloaded the stuff that I brought in my car, put it in the place, and then I drove back to here. It would look just like a Peepo blush. Nice, Lithy. I'm sure someone would pay $1 million for it. Snap away, take as many photos as you like.
You guys are overreacting. This measly 1.5 mil is just the start.
A measly 1.5 mil? Oh man, you guys are gonna get like 20 mil by the end of it. You're gonna be so rich. This doesn't sound like a scam at all. Scorpion says, only way someone paying 1 mil for a photo of me is if it's Zimbabwe dollars. Are Zimbabwe dollars like kind of similar to yen? Where it's like 1,000 more than the Canadian or American dollar? I guess they've got that sort of thing going on.
If you're interested in working with me as a photographer,
Come on,
you could
Scorpions.
potentially be
You
taking
never
home
know.
anywhere up to 9 figures.
Scorpions, think of like something crazy cool you could be doing in a photo. All right, time for lurk though. Yeah. The domain event. Oh, that domain event. On 4 accounts, miss? Holy crap. Yeah, well, you know what? The event doesn't take as long as it used to. So I like the way they updated it. So it goes much faster. But yeah, have a good time with that, miss. We will be starting the Archon Quest right after I get out of this, because I didn't think this thing would be a whole cutscene.
Wait. Every 1,000 is 3 figures.
Oh,
plus
inflation
one
made it even
for the
worse?
one, so 1 million,
Terrible
that's
phenomenon
7 plus
called
2 is
sonic
10
inflation.
million, 100 million. 100 million?
Sonic inflation. Scorpions, did you tell me to Google Sonic inflation because you want me to see pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog in very inappropriate ways? Is that what you're trying to get me to do right now, Scorpions? I'm pretty sure this was a whole thing. I'm pretty sure you're trying to dupe me. That was very good. That was clever. I almost believed it, but I'm too good. I'm too smart to fall for your guys' tricks. You guys think I'm so dumb, but actually I'm not. Maybe.
What kind of racket are you running here? You planning on flashing a couple of famous faces to con innocent people?
Con innocent people? You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh wow, so she is a con artist. She just straight up admits it. She's like, yeah, I am conning innocent
You got it
people.
back to front. My goal here is to rid
Back
Teyvat
to
of
front.
everyone out there who's trying to con innocent people.
What?
Help me out, and there'll be a big bonus in it for you.
So she's trying to stop the con artists somehow by taking photos of celebrities
Whoa, back up a little.
and giving them
Since you
millions
skipped
of
the
dollars?
process.
I don't get it.
From photography to crime fighting.
Yeah, see, Paimon's on the same page as the viewer as she
Well, it all
is
has
designed
to
to
do with an
be.
important problem in law enforcement that often gets overlooked: target recognition.
All right, so that's basically the story so far of the house. I got internet installed, got it inspected, got it cleaned. So now it's basically ready to be moved in. So I will be moving in next week. Got the whole, I'm gonna be spending this weekend packing up all the stuff that I have here, such as that plant. Wait, which side do I have? That plant over there, and these things, and those things, and that thing, and that couch, that one. And this microphone and these headphones, and this guy also needs to get packed up. So everything's gonna get packed up and get in the moving truck and go all the way over there next week. But tomorrow we still have our special stream, so I can't pack up like all of this stuff yet, because tomorrow's the special final stream in the apartment.
Common sense says that if Gardamex want to fight crime, the first thing they need to do is identify who's a criminal and who isn't, right?
But is AI smart enough to identify who is and who isn't? Yeah, remember to move yourself. Exactly, Banana Man. Don't worry, I got a whole bunch of bubble wrap. We're gonna roll me up and then stick me in the back of the truck. Like I'll get there safe and sound. Same time as usual? Yeah, should be about the same time as usual, Scorpions. Like, I'd like to start earlier, but classic me. Do you think I ever actually will start early? Maybe I'll make it early someday. Yeah, streamer's so dedicated. Wow, thanks, Lithy. Look, it's also partially because this particular special stream that I'm doing tomorrow, it actually will work out better while I'm living here, while I've got this particular setup, because things are gonna have to change a little bit at the new place. Like, the layout, like, I could make it the same, but I'm gonna try to get it a little bit different. Just so, like, I have, like, more space. Because right now, like, I am, like, right up next to this speaker here. Like I am just, like, right next to it. So I want to try to get something a little bit different there. But this setup, like, works out great for this particular stream that I'm going to do tomorrow. It's a surprise, although some people might be able to guess it. But don't guess it in chat.
But what happens when a Gardamex
No
takes an
spoilers
honest citizen
for everybody.
a criminal, or sees someone brandishing a weapon in public but fails to flag them as a potential threat? Then you've got a huge problem.
And that's why AI sucks.
Think of the poor fisherman whose fishing rod gets mistaken for a spear, or the crafty crook who carries around a metal pipe to club his victims with, but dismissed as a regular plumber.
Yep, that's the stream that we're doing tomorrow, Lithy. It's a dick rating stream. I'll get a tier list and everything. I read it out loud, Lithy. Look, no, we're playing an actual video game. It's not a tier list stream. We're gonna be playing an actual video game, and like it'll be It'll be a little interactive. There'll be also like chances during the stream for me to chat a little bit with everybody. Oh, and also there will be a portion of the stream where I will walk around and like show you like what this room looks like, so you guys can see exactly like how I've been streaming for the last 2 years. Yes, I will be rating people named Richard. That is what I will be rating, Scorpions. Okay, exactly.
Fair enough. You're
I mean, that's
kind of making sense now.
Isn't that what everyone thought? You all thought that's what that meant, right?
Great. Okay, so let's say I disguise myself as a cat, or a dog, or a finch, or a pigeon, or maybe even a blubber beast, because why the heck not? So I'm walking around the city streets like an escaped amusement park employee, and a Gardamek sees me. How do you think it would respond?
I think the Gardamek would respond by saying, "Miss, did you really need to list off all those examples of animals that was completely unnecessary to just like talk about? You could have just said you could disguise yourself as an animal instead of listing out just a bunch of animals." Can you imagine if people talk like that in real life? If they were like, "Oh, I could disguise myself as a dog or a cat or a finch or a pigeon or a dolphin or a fish or an owl or a lion or a bat or a cat." Did I already say cat? Or a mouse or a louse? It's just like, sure, you could just name every single animal, but what's the point? A disguise, don't you mean a costume?
Oh, that's cheating!
Do you guys think you could like actually properly disguise yourself as a dog? Like, can you imagine someone is so good at disguising themselves, they just walk around and they're like woof, and someone's like, wow, it's an actual dog.
Gargamek's not gonna do anything to some cute little critter. Also, what kind of blubber beast would even want to come to the city anyway?
Yeah, they live underwater. And the city, as far as I know, is currently not
Bingo,
underwater.
right answer. Gargameks
But
are
according to
incapable
the
of registering
prophecy,
cats, dogs,
it is
finches,
supposed to be
pigeons,
flooded
and, of
soon.
course,
And if
blubber
this
beasts
thing
as
would ever be
potential
done,
targets. Their image
then I could go do
recognition
the Archon
system
Quest and we could
actually
see what
ignores them
happens,
completely.
whether or not it gets flooded. Alright, I think this particular thing does not sound that cool. So, I'm gonna do this with my controller.
It is actually fairly, but here's a quote completely blind to the would-be blubber.
Wait, so this
And
boat
that's how
actually
you
gets
speed
but
through
also kinda horrifying.
Genshin.
What if they get bored
Wait,
of
I
running
pressed a
back
button and I messed it up.
Exactly, and I.
Yeah,
currently
so I put it
am
in
following my
auto
plan.
play
Almost
mode,
planned.
where it automatically clicks through the story for me. But if I hit any other button, it stops.
Crucially,
Forget the
If you
rest.
transformed into a dog, oh, like same internals and
take
same
this.
external,
It's an
would you
already
be able
looked.
to
Let's get
talk?
this show up.
I don't know, Scorpions. Because there are some animals, yeah, see, it auto keeps pressing A. Because, like, there are some animals that have the ability to make speech, but they don't, because they don't know how to talk. But then there are other animals that, like, they're like vocal cords and mouth and everything they got going on. It makes it, like, not possible to make the same sounds that humans make. So I actually don't know which camp dogs fall into. I think this is the event that we were just doing. I don't know what it is. But I want to go to this thing, Hunter's Profits. Oh, I'm already pretty close. Oh, we're going to his office. And we're halfway done our commissions just for getting through that first cutscene thing in that event. I hear this event works like Liban, and that you can miss a day's worth of primos? Oh shit! God damn, how do I... Quick, somebody tell me how to do it. Confirm, on the streets of Fontaine. It's some bullshit. You will have 10 frames of film to take photos with each day, and any remaining unused film would be cleared. Oh. Photographing these subjects, you can randomly obtain a sample. New goal in 6 hours, I guess that's when the reset is. Do I just use my regular camera, or what do I do here? Like, can I take a picture of this blue person? For the blue What is this? Am I doing it wrong? Oh, they gave me the special camera. Oh, okay. Cannot use in current state. I am not allowed to use the camera in this place for some reason. Why? Why can't I use the camera here? Oh, I'm just looking for things that have wings? Okay. Well, she's got wings. Look at it, Sadine. She's got little wings on her back.
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Durvelet
Look
and
at
Lady
those.
Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Oh, you have to go to a domain. Oh, all right. That's fine. That kind of makes it a bit more convenient. Don't have to go searching around the entire world for stuff. Although, this looks like it's going to be fun. Neuvillette and Farina are in a dispute. Oh, please be a cutscene where they're like throwing chairs at each other. Oh, and Neuvillette gets her with the chair.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not?
And what I think is super cool, last stream, people pointed out to me that she doesn't get a special little animation around her in the character selection screen like the other Archons. So that actually is like the biggest thing right now, making me think that she's not the Archon. Like, that does seem like a pretty good clue.
Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know.
Okay, she's also in light mode right now.
Yesterday, I found
I'm gonna
3
keep an eye
stone
on her to
slates
see if
in
she ever
some
goes
ancient
dark
ruins
mode.
near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
3 stone slates.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
Oh, he's talking about the pictures that we saw on the wall. I thought when he said stone slates, he was talking about like things we found in Inazuma or in Liyue, where it's like this little slate with a kind of design on it. He was talking about like the hieroglyphics on the walls that had pictures of Farina in them, except for the first one that was destroyed.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
You've never seen the slates that have your actual photo on them.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
It is kind of weird that the next person in charge wouldn't know anything about the previous person in charge. Which reminds me, did anybody hear today that the CEO of OpenAI, which is the company that makes ChatGPT, he got kicked out of his company? Did anybody else know about this? Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, just got kicked out today. Yeah, Lithy. Apparently the board was like, we were unhappy with him because he, I don't know, didn't share all the information that we wanted to know. And so we didn't think he was a good person to have running this company. So the board voted to kick him out. And now the CTO is the interim CEO. Yeah, he was a founder of OpenAI. So I'd really like to know what he just didn't tell them. Like he just held something back, I guess, from the board, and they found out, and then they were pissed and kicked him out. Like, damn. That kind of sucks for him. But it's like, did he deserve it, maybe? I don't know. He built a pretty cool company that's doing some awesome stuff.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters.
Secret investigations?
There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So, is the real Focalor somewhere else and she's just a stand-in?
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type. Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
But how can we trust her?
That's all I have to say.
How does she know it'll
We do
all
not
turn out
discuss
fine?
this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Whoa! They're running the slow motion.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems deeply troubled and to be deliberately hiding something. Oh, really? You think she's hiding something? I don't know. She seems like an open book.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
What with all her saying small things without actually saying the important stuff.
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She ran like 3 inches away from our face. You sure she didn't just ignore us?
She was in a great panic.
She actually
I
just
cannot discern the reason.
missed us?
Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
Questions alone might not suffice, I guess. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is. I feel like she understands. She saw the list of people who died, and she looked pretty freaked out to me.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to.
All right, well, let's force
We
her.
may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Let's put her on trial. Let's give her the guillotine.
Normally, people will only
That's how
reveal
trials
the
work,
truth
right?
when standing trial. Perhaps we
Burn
must
her at
have
the stake.
Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can.
And then tie a weight to her leg so she can't escape. Paimon Death Stream! Lithy, you never know. This game might do it. It might kill Paimon at some point. I feel like that's a thing they would totally do. Because they have, for the last, year, in the stories that they've been doing, they have been hyping up Paimon's relationship with the Traveler so much. It's just like, oh, Paimon and the Traveler, they're such good friends and they're so close and they care so much about each other and, oh, Paimon cares
If
so
at all
much about
possible,
you
I
and
would
wants you to
prefer
be
to
safe.
recuse myself
Nothing
from this
bad will happen to
affair.
her, right?
We must prevent the prophecy from
I
coming to
feel like
pass.
they're really building it up to kill her off. So that we're supposed to feel sad when she dies, but I'll only feel a little sad.
This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
Take a chance. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. At that point, I could actually start following the story. Oh, that's why you don't follow the story right now, Flin Flan? Because Paimon makes it unbearable? Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, hopefully that happens soon. Maybe... No, it won't happen in this country. But maybe after the next country. Because the last elemental country might have some crazy stuff going down. Man, like already this particular one, it's starting to get like closer to sort of like the end game of the story. Cause like here, this guy is one of the original dragons, like just reincarnated as a human. So like that's getting closer to the origins of like all the crap that has happened in this world, which is maybe a planet? All we know right now is that it is some sort of land that is surrounded by an egg and might be in space. We don't know where it is. We just know that you look up at the sky, it's the inside of an eggshell. It's just painted with stars. That's all you see up there.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Oh, I think I know who to call. Ghostbusters! They're gonna solve all the problems. A few days later on a boat somewhere in quiet Poisson. You are chatting with the Ghostbusters. Will they help?
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster,
Oh.
so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
We decided to recruit the Snezhnayan spies.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Alright, who's gonna be at the other side of the table?
Lend me
Oh,
your ears,
Navia is
everyone.
coming in.
Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Yes, the guy who hates talking. He'll be the one to talk first.
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Alright, fine. How about you, good sir? Flin Flan, you go first. Quick, give us a rundown of the current situation and how you propose to solve the problems in Fontaine. Clock's ticking, Flin Flan. I need your answer right now. No time to think. No time to think. We should nuke him. All right, that's Flin Flan's solution. We're gonna nuke him. Even though M is our own people, but yeah, let's kill him before the primordial waters can kill him. That's a good solution. We'll go out on our own terms.
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
Oh,
That was a
Clarence
little
here too.
long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something.
I kind of like when they do this in the story, where throughout the first phases of the quest in a new country, you meet all the characters, and then at the very end, they kind of bring all the characters together to solve like the huge issue going on in the country. And then everybody you met and like kind of made friends with, and you understand who they are and what they stand for, they all start working together to make
As for what that is, well,
to make
let's start by
good
saying
things
that
happen
we'll
in the
be
world to
pooling our
fight the
efforts
evil
together
things.
to create a series of traps.
And the evil things usually is the Fatui. So basically every other country so far, the Fatui's been behind it. I wonder what this country's deal is. I swear to God, if it's somehow the Fatui again. I won't mind. I would be very surprised if they twisted it around to be like, oh, the Fatui actually, they're the ones who came up with the prophecy and planted Farina or something. You don't hear them coming up with any better ideas. You're not wrong, Fontaine. You're not wrong. Create a series of traps? What are they gonna do? What are they trapping?
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Yo, classic Lithy. Gotta make like a baby and head out. All right, have a good night, Lithy. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Man, what was that? Second stream? I think that was my very second stream. Lithy said that. And he's back in his actual Lithy username. All right, good callback, dude.
Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking.
Why is
right?
the story
This is
so
a
much
good chance
filler
to practice.
that they have to make
You might
the
even
characters
pick up some
argue about
fancy
who's
oratory
going to
tricks
talk?
impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
So who the heck is Chlorand again? What is her deal? She's just like a knight or something?
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Anyone? Anyone in chat ever gone hunting? I never have.
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
Wooden stick in a basket? Do they do the classic thing where they prop up the basket with the stick and tie a string to it, and then when the rabbit's under it, like you put food under the basket, and when the rabbit's there, you pull the string to pull the stick out, and the basket falls down on them to catch them? Did they do that? You went once, Flin? Most boring day of your life? Did nothing happen? Were there no animals to hunt? We were just like sitting out there waiting, and then nothing came by?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
Does fishing count as hunting? Because I've done that.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters.
Oh, like the artifact said.
Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus.
Just sitting in complete silence when all you wanted to do was play Smash. Heck yeah, Smash sounds way more fun than just sitting in complete silence. Also, I just remembered, I wanted to show you guys a thing that I got. So today, some relatives that like are here in the city I'm currently in, like I visited with them, and they gave me a little going away gift. And inside the present was this giant Ferrero Rocher, whatever you call these things. I don't know, people just call them Ferrero Rochers. But like, look how friggin' huge this thing is. It's like the size of my forehead. Like, has anyone ever seen like a Ferrero Rocher chocolate this big before? Like, this blew my mind. Like, how am I gonna eat this? So like one bite at a time, I guess. Like, is there a giant hazelnut at the center of it, or just like a ball of hazelnuts? I'm gonna be very curious how that thing turns out.
Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake.
Let me guess, Chlorand is a descendant of one of the hunters.
A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if
Like
we
a
were to
mouse
build
trap.
a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
Alright, Chlorand, I propose we make a giant mousetrap and put cheese in it. Farina likes cheese, right? We'll catch her that way.
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare.
Lady, I think it's a metaphor. We're not actually trying to catch animals.
Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
And when did Lenny's head become so large?
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Is Lenny the Mad Hatter at this tea party? I never thought about that, Flin Flan. But maybe he is. He does sound like it. Like, his voice was all like, wow, I'm kind of nuts and so cool. I can do all these crazy good things. Sounds like a Mad Hatter.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind.
Clockwork squirrels.
I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
A dragon who's never gone hunting. He must be a vegetarian dragon.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Alright, so I'll start by designing it with 1,000 saw blades. That sounds safe.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need.
No, the saw blades aren't actually pointed at the prey. They just form the walls of the containment thing. All the sharp edges, take a bunch of saw blades, saw all the sharp edges off, and use the metal to build some walls to make a cage.
If we
there
wanted
we go.
to kill the prey
Now
in
it's
one
safe.
strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
Yeah, which actually reminds me of a photo I saw today of the place that I used to work. Apparently before I joined, there was an incident where a guy, like, he had his desk and it was normal, but above his desk is where they kept what they called the sales bell. And whenever, like, someone made a huge sale, they would ring the bell. And apparently this bell was, like, right above this guy's desk. And one day, like, someone made a huge sale and he wasn't at his desk and they rang the bell. And the bell, it's like a huge metal bell, it just fell. It fell, it cracked his desk right in half. And I just, like, you see the picture of his desk, like, completely broken. It's like, holy crap. It's so lucky that guy was not at his desk when that bell fell. Because, like maybe... Like, I hope if he was there, it wouldn't have hit him. It would have fallen in front of him onto the desk. But, like, damn, that was, like, crazy dangerous. I can't believe, like, they had this heavy metal bell just, like, above someone's head. And it was so insecure that it fell off.
So
Like,
are
workplace
we going hunting
workplace
together?
hazard at a software company. Most dangerous thing? Metal bell attached to the ceiling.
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and
Yeah, we're
dealing
not
with
really
our
hunters.
prey is
We're
to
more
put
like
them on
mass
trial,
murderers.
and the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate.
A lot of helitrolls died at our hands. Like, a lot.
But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god. A being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Did they fire the health and safety rep? Maybe. I don't know, like, because this was before my time. But, like, Yeah, it was a serious thing that happened. Like, oh, and the guy's laptop was also exactly where the bell hit. The laptop was like folded up practically because it hit and smashed it, and it just like hit the middle, and like you see this huge dent, and the laptop is like rounded instead of flat. It was wild.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Cloran's hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor, and nothing more. And forevermore shall it be, simply a metaphor. You will not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present, nor is the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. So instead of murdering her, you're just gonna do something else. What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. It's a trap. That is what you will need. A trap to trick her into telling you her secrets, I guess. And we go here. Man, especially, like, Flip Flat, especially at a software company. The health and safety rep, they have, like, one job. It's make sure there's nothing dangerous in the office.
It's been a tough few days.
You think you would notice a giant metal bell hanging above someone's head as probably the only dangerous thing in the office. Like, ooh, what is someone gonna do? Use a stapler one time? Do people even... I don't know if people at my company even used staplers. Like, maybe reception had to use a stapler to give people documents sometime. But, like, everything's software these days. Those meetings made me hungry.
Go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little... it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you?
Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at
No?
all.
Why is there tea? Whose tea is that? Is this a witch? Is this a mage?
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
I think it's one of the friggin' Hexencircle mages.
Who's that voice?
Wait,
But there's no one here.
it's either that or it's the real Archon.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Is it Nicole?
Wait, you are familiar. You're
Yep.
the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Alright, it is Nicole then.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Who are you, and what do you want with us? And are you the teacup, or are you the tea?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Oh, so Mona contacted her master, and her master was like, Nicole, can you handle this for me? Friend's disciple, so this is one of the friends of Mona's master, the enigmatic N of the Hexencircle. N stands for Nicole. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
That's not an oxymoron.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes.
Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
There it is again, fate. Can there really be no exceptions? Was it really written in the stars and can be unchanged?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Maybe? What does that even mean?
About? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but
The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well. So she's slurping her tea without lifting it to her invisible mouth.
I believe that you understand, right?
Or the teacup is like
Some
a
things are insignificant.
sand
But others you must reach
dial?
out to change.
Hourglass. That's what they call them. Sand dial is the time-telling one. I mean, they both tell time, but like sand dial tells you exactly what time. But an hourglass is an hour.
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
All right, what's my part?
This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
Cool, you basically told us nothing.
the voice. It's gone.
Mage N, is this the clue you're leaving for us? What's the clue? What was the clue? Was the clue do something where the gods can't see you? Look, you don't need to know what I do where the gods can't see me.
I hear someone talking. All right, coming.
You're getting more diligent, Paimon.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Just kidding, she's not getting more diligent, I'm just getting more lazy.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Yes, as we always do, Mona. How have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected.
Can we see why it was interesting?
Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Was it Charlotte?
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
And was her name Charlotte?
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist?
I think it was Charlotte.
I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
Flimflat says, Mona, are you going to know where Nathan's new house is when you want to drop in for a visit? See, I don't know, Flimflam. I don't know if Mona's going to be able to find my new house. Like, she's only good at seeing the future of people in Tevat. She's not so good at seeing the future of people on Earth. I don't know, Flimflam. There might be another Genshin character, though, that'll show up at my new house. You just gotta be a little patient. Someone else might show up there instead of her.
Something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
What if Earth is Tevat? Scorpions, that would be the biggest twist ever. Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
It was N. You tell Mona about your mysterious guest. Can you leave a note for the new renters that if Mona ever shows up to send her to your new address? Sure, Flan Flan, I'll do that. I'll make sure she gets the message so she can come take over the stream sometime in the future, for sure. She came to pass a message to
She
us.
said that even the gods
Just like I'll
Gaze
pass a
has
message to
blind
Mona.
spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
Look, Paimon, here's the actual trick to find the gods' blind spots. All you need to do is not be near any gods, and also not be near anyone with a vision. Why? Because what they call visions in other languages, like original Chinese, they call it the eye of God. So there's some speculation that visions, like Mona's vision on her back there, they're actually like little spying devices that the gods can use to spy on the people of Teyvat. I kind of like that potential theory. Or you can send her to my house instead if you want. Sure, Flin Flan. Maybe someday you'll never know when it's gonna happen, but Mona just shows up at your house out of the blue.
Hexencircle
Could
moons
happen.
are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
So you're saying she's a super cougar. I'm down with that.
Whoa. The Hexencircle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
As a cougar should. Cougars are always in great shape.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
True, her words were meant as a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Not really, we don't know shit.
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I see.
Well, that is what the prophecy said.
I feel that same sense of desperation, too.
A super cougar, or a sugar for short. Wait, is that where Sugar Mommy came from? It might, Flin Flan. Turns out Nicole is actually a sugar mommy.
I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed
And she's chosen me as her next
So far as I
target.
have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna throw out my current guess for what's gonna happen. So the prophecy says that everybody in Fontaine is going to die by getting dissolved by the primordial sea. So I'm gonna guess that that's actually gonna happen, and then they're gonna find some way to bring everybody back, and it'll be as if it never happened. So that way, nobody gets hurt, and the prophecy still comes true. Classic friggin' writing thing that happens.
Perhaps that's what N was trying
People
to
do
tell
that
you.
all the time.
Not to lose heart, and to believe that
They
what
did
you're
it in
seeing
friggin'
playing out
Avengers.
before you is not yet set in stone.
Half the universe got snapped out, and then they went back in time and reversed it. So it's like, it happened, and then they undid it. So it could happen here
originally think
too.
of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona. And thank you. I'm sure we'll see you again.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Are you sure we always meet by coincidence, Mona? And
Paimon
not
feels kind of moved
destiny?
by what Mona said. But also kind of sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go.
Yes, to further the plot.
Let's walk
That's
around
what we
the
should
city,
do.
shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
I need to go above the ground, I guess. I hope. There we go there. Why is that kid just hiding in the bushes? Is he playing hide and seek?
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous?
Let Paimon
So we made it into the newspaper?
underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress.
Yes, one time.
So while the
Little
fortress's
visit.
interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, The Traveler's Trail, World Walker.
World Walker. That's not bad. Not a bad title.
Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Paimon, when someone takes photos of you and you don't notice, they might be the paparazzi. That's actually a bad thing. You don't want suspicious people taking photos of you when you don't know they're taking photos. Silly Paimon, thinking that's a good thing.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
We continue forward in the city. To this place. I think this is the restaurant?
Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
No, you can starve, Paimon. That'll be our new situation. You starve.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
It hasn't already sold out for the day. Question mark. I didn't read that like a question.
The last time we tried it, despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great.
Yeah, we can't let anyone get ahead of us. Even though there's literally nobody in line in front of us. We can't let them get ahead. Yo, Flivla, your TV is on sale for $500 cheaper than when you bought it in July? Oh man, Flinflan, yeah, you basically never want to buy TVs anytime other than November. Like, always buy TVs in November because that is when they're at their cheapest price. Because, like, TVs, like, the cycle for TVs is they come out in January, between January and April. They're very expensive. They get a little bit lower in the summer, and then November, they drop. It happens literally every year. It's a perfect pattern. So, yeah, sorry, missed out on that deal. But you should at least consider the opportunity cost. Like, you've been enjoying that TV since July, so has that enjoyment been worth $500 to you? Maybe, maybe not.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone got ahead of us, Paimon. Good job. Yeah, you've enjoyed. Yeah, exactly. That's what opportunity cost is. Like, if you hadn't bought it in July, you would have been missing out on using it the last few months.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Yes, I am able to eat, like most humans.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Does Nervalette not eat food? Does he actually just drink water and that's his only sustenance? No, Gladian, you heard sometimes that they sometimes also jack up... Oh, do they? They jack up the price right before November? Yeah, I know some companies for certain products will do that. They'll put up the price right before November, around when Black Friday deals start happening, so that when it gets to like November and Black Friday, then they just put the price back down to what it normally is, and it's like, oh, it's a sale, even though it actually isn't. So I think most TVs don't follow that, but there are definitely some products that do. Yeah, no, so with TVs specifically, at least like most of the like high-end ones, like they just start out high in January and then like they fall a little bit over the year and then they drop. So, I mean, like, and sometimes like they also drop in the summer and then they put them back up at the end of the summer and then they drop even lower in November. But they never go above what they started in January when they first come out. Like, that's always the most expensive time to buy a brand new TV. Like, as soon as the TV is released, that's the most expensive time to buy it. Not a good idea then.
Do you come here often?
Oh, you mean in October? It was, yeah. So some companies, for certain things, like in October, they raise the price so that when November comes around, then they just drop it back down to what it was and say it's on sale when it's not. Which is actually illegal. So... No, wait, it's also illegal to say something is permanently on sale when it isn't actually. Because, like, if you come out with a product and you say, oh, it only costs $20 even though we normally sell it for $50, and then you just never ever sell it for $50, it's just always $20, that's illegal. You're saying it's on sale when it's not. That's just the price.
Usually every day.
What about smartwatches? I was considering getting one. Flimflam, smartwatches is one piece of technology that I pay zero attention to. I have no idea what the price fluctuations for that is. Like, TVs is easy because it's like exact same for most TVs every year. High at the beginning, drops on in November. Smartwatches, is basically some technologies might follow that same pattern, where they're like high when they come out and then drop like around Black Friday, but I really don't know much about smartwatches. What would you use your smartwatch for, Flan? Like, I don't pay attention to smartwatches because I have no idea why I would spend hundreds of dollars to get one. Like, I don't know what I would do with it other than tell the time. Imagining having consumer protection. Oh, do you guys not have that in the States, Scorpions? Do you just not have consumer protections? If you're into fitness, then maybe. Honestly, that's the thing, though, like Gladian. I am super into fitness. My dad actually, he's like, oh, Nathan, you're into fitness? Here, have a Fitbit. He bought me a Fitbit watch, and I never wore it because I don't need it. Like, I just do my exercises. I don't need to know exactly how many steps I took or how many calories I ate or whatever. Like, I just exercise and, like, I'm not, like, trying to be, like, a super, like, bodybuilder or something where I need to hit, like, my, like, quota or something for each day. Like, I just stay fit and healthy and, like, I don't need any numbers to tell me how I'm doing.
Every day?
Probably at most just a heart rate monitor for your workouts. If that's the case, Flan, I would suggest like just going with like the cheapest thing you can get that has a heart rate monitor. Because if you're not like super into it and using all the functionality, it's not really the most worth it to spend money on that. Unless you want it to like be a certain style or look a certain way. Like, because it's also partially a fashion piece. Like, I've never like cared too much about like certain types of fashion, like accessorizing with a watch. That's not my thing, but that is something some people could consider.
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
I thought she was gonna say I should have my cake and eat it too. The numbers can help though. It's true. You paid attention to the numbers and lost 25 pounds in 3 months. Nice, Flan. Yeah, see, how I do it is, like, I kind of just mostly max myself anyway, so I don't have to pay attention to the numbers. Like, because I know, based on what I eat, I'm already very low in sugar and fats, so, like, I don't really need to go lower in terms of food. And, like, I don't need to lose weight. So all I need to do is like maintain. If I, like in the past, I have noticed I have gained weight. That was because I was eating too much. I was overeating. So once I noticed I was overeating, that happened when I worked at Facebook and got buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So because of that, I was overeating and I noticed I had gained some weight. So then the trick is to just stop overeating. And it helps to use numbers to tell you stuff like that. So, like, yeah, in that kind of case, like, a watch would help a lot. Yeah, food is so good, though. I know, especially when you have buffet. It's like, oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. I want to try that. You just, like, try everything, and by the end, you're so full. It's like, oh, I'm full, but it was so good. But, like, you can't do that every day.
Then what if someone told
Overeating
you
is
one day
unhealthy.
that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
It would close because everybody's dead. Because they got dissolved by the water, Sadine. Did you not know about the prophecy?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today.
Gladian says, I always wonder why evolution didn't make us taste healthy foods as delicious. Yeah, I always wondered about that too, Gladian. Like, if the healthiest things are supposed to be good for us, you would think that evolution would make our bodies think that's the best thing to eat. But no, our bodies are all like, things that are super sugary and fatty, that tastes the best. Which seems completely ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure, like, there is some certain science behind it. Because, like, way back in the day when humans were still kind of evolving, it was very rare for us to have access to things with a lot of sugar and a lot of fat in it. So humans were very lean back then. And so, like, whenever we could get our hands on, like, something sugary or fatty, like, it was usually actually a good idea to eat it back then, because we barely ever got that kind of thing. So I guess that's how we kind of evolved to, like, enjoy the taste of that stuff more. But it does still seem like that. I feel like that's still not a good enough explanation. Like, why not? Like, because I also heard that way back then, like, the sweetest thing humans would normally eat would be carrots. Like, that's the sweetest thing we would get generally throughout our day, is like carrots. That's the sweetest things get. No, wait. No, the story was that most fruits back then weren't sweeter than carrots. That's what it was. Our bodies can get cravings for things like vegetables and stuff. Can they? Does anybody get cravings for vegetables? I don't think I do. Maybe mushrooms. Like the healthy kind. All right, fat is fat is important, Scorpions. Yeah, you're right. Having some fat in your... Yes, it actually is. It definitely is. You do not want to have a zero fat diet. Like, that is not good. You actually do need fats in your diet. But... So, I think the thing is, like, if you have too much fat, then, like, that starts giving you heart problems. And, like, problems with your blood. And then... It's mostly sugar that's worse. Like, fat isn't that bad compared to sugar. Like, having too much sugar is the actual bad thing. I would think evolution doesn't work fast enough to compete with how shitty food has gotten so quickly. Well, like, yeah, that's exactly true, Flin Flan. Like, because evolution is so slow, and our society has moved so fast, like evolution just can't adapt to it. Plus, in our current society, it's actually impossible, for the most part, for us to evolve, because nothing kills us anymore. There is no, like, natural selection happening, because there's no, like, survival of the fittest. Everyone survives because of healthcare. So, like, no particular superior gene gets passed on. We all kind of just stay the same for the most part. All right, Gladian, you love onions, potatoes, and mushrooms. Nice. Those are good things to eat. Yeah, there's also good fats and bad fats. Like, nuts are very fatty, but it's good. It is good fat, but you still don't want to have too much fats from nuts for some reason. Like, yeah, you could get your daily dose of fats from nuts, but, like, you also kind of want, if you can get, like, omega fats from fish, that's an even better kind of fat. Just give us the right stone, easy peasy. Give us the right stone. I feel like I'm gonna need an explanation for that one, Scorpions. That seems like... Alright, evolution doesn't work fast enough to compete with... Alright, we just need like a moonstone. Alright, no need to explain, Scorpions. Just give me a moonstone, and then we'll evolve faster.
No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Yeah, so like somehow way back in the day, we just evolved to taste like sugary and fatty stuff as tasting better. And then our society was like, oh, now it's so easy to make sugary foods. Let's just make 1 billion chocolate bars, 1 billion pieces of candy. And then your body's like, oh, I'm not supposed to have this much of this stuff. Because way back in the day, you could get like this much of it. And so why wouldn't you eat it if that's all you could get?
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go?
Yeah, that went over your head too, Flip Flan? Yeah, like I didn't get it. And then like I read it, like, oh, evolution. Just use an evolution stone. Yeah. Firestone. Yeah, you're a Pokemon nerd? You didn't even get that either, Gladian? Yeah, it took me a couple tries. It was good. It was very good. Scorpions deserve that good joke.
These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
And Melozines don't get sad?
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
About humans? Sadine, it's pronounced humans? Oh.
She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
All right, well, I guess that's the solution. Whenever you're feeling sad, you just eat tasty food. That'll solve all your problems. Ugh. I don't know. For me, food just tastes worse when I'm sad.
I've got something else to
Tasty
do.
food doesn't
I'll
even
be going
help.
Now, you 2 try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
And there she goes.
Whoa! I was like waiting for Paimon to say the line that's on screen. But apparently when she said, and there she goes, they just completely recorded a different thing than what was written down.
All right, let's dig in. Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious.
You share a glance with Paimon and snarf down the cake. You don't taste it because you ate it too
Delicious
fast.
than last time, and the flavor gets even better.
You
with
regret
the sip of
everything.
tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again.
You assume the fetal
tomorrow.
position and cry yourself to sleep. Today was a good day. Melazines perceive things differently from humans. That's why they find it a little difficult to tell human emotions. Interesting. Like, why and how do they perceive things differently from humans? Is it just because they're Melazines and they've got different physiology, or because they grew up in a different way, so they've got different psychology?
Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah, because like there was that one Melazine who could solve crimes because she could see things that humans can't. Like she could see where a bloodstain was, even if it was cleaned up. That might be part of it. Leave the hotel. Oh yeah, the hotel is also the restaurant. It's the restaurant in the hotel.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
There she is. Presumably, yeah, makes sense.
If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Also, have you done the Melazine World Quest? Gladian, are you talking about the Melazine World Quest where... Wait, which one? I feel like there are a lot of world quests that involve the Melazines. Yeah, like I did the one where you go inside the dead dragon and like you fight the guy near its heart. And then like I went and did the whole thing where you collect all the pages and you put it in the book and the book transport you to another place. Yeah, the one with Mamere. Yeah, I did that one. Like I'm pretty much caught up in all of the world quests from before the current patch. So I think I've done all of them from before this patch. I'm not sure. I might have missed. I think I missed a couple, but I'm mostly caught up. Just haven't done anything new for this patch yet. Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Where did you send the letter? We don't have a house other than the teapot. Can you send letters to the teapot? Is that a thing?
It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Wait. Do we have a house somewhere? Did we ever get, like, a house in Samaro or something? Because there was that one place where we kept going to sleep, but I don't know if we actually owned the place.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
This patch you've done one with 3 keys. There's a thing with 3 keys. Okay, interesting, Banana Man. Have you heard Nevelette's About Visions 2 voice line? Oh, I have not. I have not heard that, Gladian. Should we listen to it? Like right now? I just sent them everywhere. You'll get one of them eventually. That's the best way to send letters. Just send a letter to every single address. They'll probably get you. All right, sure, Gladian.
You're almost a little too easy to
If we don't get out of this
Paimon.
soon, remind me
If
when
I
we
were
do get out,
journalist with
because I might
ulterior
forget.
motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She says you're fine.
She said that
You're
you're
average.
a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and Paimon?
Oh, you can request. I might say no, though.
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
You remember that one time in the Kari Bear quest where Kaya just sent the letter to... He said... Wait, that was a thing? He sent the letter to Paimon as an address? Like, he just wrote the letter and put Paimon on the outside and gave it to, I don't know, a pigeon? How did... I don't even remember. That is awesome.
It doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
The address was next to a white flying fairy. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, the poor messenger, they get the letter and the address just says, next to a white flying fairy. So it's like, all right, well, I guess I'll look literally everywhere in the world for this place. That's amazing. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like what I remember, Gladian. That's amazing.
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
If the editor-in-chief is going to be a 5-star character.
Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh, that's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow.
Well, maybe it actually is tomorrow, because Paimon keeps saying it, which makes me feel like foreshadowing.
If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily.
Flavland says, the messenger searches for decades for this flying fairy. When they finally find them, they open the letter and it says, hey, can you come to my house next Friday and help me put up some shelves? Yo, that's awesome. Yo, that's a good one. I like it. I like it, Flin Flan. My first good joke of the evening that I'm giving out goes to Flin Flan. Over that 50 mark. Nice stuff.
From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy.
Still be prepping at the office for the interview. So even if she's gonna die tomorrow, she's still gonna prep for our interview. That's never going to happen. By the way, have you done any of the hangout events? I have done them all, Gladian. I'm pretty sure the last one was Kaya's. So I have done everything up to Kaya's. So if that's all of them, then I've done them all. Also, Flimflam, do you actually need help putting up some shelves next Friday?
Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless.
Yes, that's a good point,
I'd
Charlotte.
do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible.
Wow, working right down to the very end. Make sure to put swim instructor on your resume. What? Oh, because of the flood. That's why Flimflam? So that you'll have lots of work after the flood? Oh, you just have shelves because... Oh, you put up some shelves today. Nice. All right, Flimflam, how? Did you, like, screw them into studs in the wall? That kind of shelves? Yeah, for the interview. Nice. Wait, you never found anyone that actually played them? Yeah, well, like, as a free-to-play, I kind of just do all the things to get all the Freemos that I can. So, like, it helps. Like, I've got such a good stash of Freemos. Like, at this point, I feel like I can get anything. And it feels, like, so nice being able to be free-to-play and just wish for whatever I want to wish for.
I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic. But I
Plus, like, sometimes the Hangouts, they've got interesting parts in them. Like, Goro's entire thing was amazing.
I was born to be a journalist.
And then there were some interesting parts in Kaya's. And Bennett's was kind of... It was kind of good. But, like, yeah. Your favorite was Goro's? Yeah, Goro's, hands down, the best Hangout. Absolutely best Hangout. Like, Hazel's was also not that bad. Even though I feel like it was too long and boring at sometimes, but like the parts where Hazo and Paimon are talking, like that was interesting. All right, no, these were floating shelves, so they had a bracket and some twisty drywall anchors, so they didn't need to go into studs. Oh, that sounds cool. Twisty drywall anchors. Wait, so does like they just twist into the drywall and that's it? Like, you just twist them in and then you just slide, like, the shelf onto it or something? I've never actually seen how floating shelves are installed.
But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Yep, let's see how fast it's rising. Hope that global warming doesn't make it rise any faster.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Yes?
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
I'm sure we'd just go up to Celestia and be safe in the floating sky island.
No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
If I could choose, huh? It's just like Charlotte said. Suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like a corkscrew thing, and then the screw goes through the bracket into them. Huh. Oh, okay, so there's like the bracket, and then like the screw goes through it, and then like also goes through into the shelf. Man, that's interesting. Never understood why Americans would make houses just out of wood and drywall, other than to cut costs. in Canada, we have to make the houses out of the cheapest materials possible so we can sell them for $1 million. Oh, pretty much. No, actually, the house that my family built, Flinflin's been there. The last house I lived in before I moved out, like my family, we built that house from the ground up. The outside wall surrounding the house, we used like the good stuff. We used, I don't know, like I'm sure there's different names for it, but it's the thing where you've got styrofoam and like there's an opening in the middle. It's just like 2 sheets of styrofoam, like really thick styrofoam, connected by a bunch of plastic to hold them together. And then you kind of just like stack them on top of each other, and that's how you build the wall. And then you fill the inside middle of it with concrete. So you've got 2 like layers of styrofoam on the outside and pure concrete on the inside. And like that is A, super sturdy, B, super easy to build because they're very light and you just stack them together. They fit together like puzzle pieces. And then C, like it's really good for insulation because you've got like air pockets like in the styrofoam, and then you've got a solid wall of concrete so that the heat stays on one side and the cold stays on the other side, or vice versa. So like that's one of the best and easiest walls to build these days. What is this, Flan? Oh, there's the drywall anchor screws. Okay, so that's how it goes. So yeah, that thing twists into the drywall, and then wait, that screw is there. So, okay, so there's like a bracket somewhere, and then use the okay, I see. That's the bracket with the long stick sticking out, and then the shelves just slide onto that. That makes a lot of sense. Ah, cool. How much weight does that hold?
You mean still traveling?
All right, yes. We will cherish every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh.
We'll travel until the day it's destroyed.
We've always been doing?
Yeah, so we're not going to stop. We're just going to give the same answer that Charlotte gave. We're just going to keep doing what we're already doing until it all dissolves. The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rosula safe house at the Fleuve Cendre. Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well. Then it's the end of the world, and everybody dies. The end. Genshin's over. Each screw can hold about 5 pounds. All right.
If you stay here long enough.
Oh, and each shelf has 5 of those. Okay, so you can put like 25 pounds on the shelves. That's good for like normal weight things. Like how much would I have to put on the shelf that would weigh up to 25 pounds? Like all my video games back there. Like, can you even see that? When I do the tour tomorrow, you guys will be able to see. Yeah, you can't really see, but like, reverse. Right here, you can see some Wiimotes. It's hard to tell, but like those are Wiimotes in like a little basket there. And completely blocked by this speaker behind me. Like all along this wall, I've just got a wall full of video games. So like that, like a bunch of discs that can easily fit on one of those shelves. Stuff like that you can put on there, no problem. Or you can actually put books on there. Do you have books, Flan? Are you gonna put books on the shelves?
But it's still better than the Fortress of Meropide, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
So are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
You don't think Nicolette could be friends with criminals? Why not? Did something happen?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
There's a riot going on at the Opera House.
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her.
Dang. They were for your wife's clinic. She's putting up small boxes of supplies. Oh, that's cool. For books you would definitely want to go... Oh, for books you would want to go into a stud. Yeah, I did not think about that. I forgot, if you have a bunch of books, the weight really adds up. All that paper, it's basically like more wood.
Loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis.
Yeah, so for those floating shelves, gotta be light stuff.
And before she could respond,
Like
others started
boxes
to join
of
in.
the needles. Those aren't too heavy, right?
The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
I don't know what supplies you need at an esthetician's place. I'm sure they need needles for stuff.
So people have started to put the blame on
Cotton
Farina.
balls.
Guess they finally found an outlet
That's
for the
light
pressure
enough.
they've been under due to the prophecy.
Flip, don't tell Sap I'm just saying random stuff that she might have. She's gonna, like, facepalm and be like, Nathan's an idiot. You still wouldn't want needles up high. Oh, they're up high? I thought they might be, like chest level. Or, like, waist level or something. Yeah, you definitely don't want needles up high.
I agree.
You're just like, you're like reaching up and you're like, oh, I think I almost got the needles.
But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
Don't know what she's putting on the shelves. Gotcha. People will naturally rely on the gods, but they're the first that get blamed?
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry.
Classic Farina. And classic Hibiki. Welcome in. How you doing,
The
Hibiki?
Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
Oh, for all of you who are young enough to be on TikTok, have you guys seen the new, like, Genshin TikTok meme with the Oratrice Mécanique Cardinal Danalise? I think that's the full word. Like, I heard there's, like, this TikTok trend that even non-Genshin players are getting into. Does anybody know about this? I'm glad you're doing good, Hibiki.
So, you mean she's still missing?
TikTok by Kesha. On the clock? Party blow my speakers up?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people.
Yeah, you're surprised how far it spread? Same here.
Any leads yet?
If anybody knows a good video that they want to share with me on TikTok, somebody send a video in chat, because I actually haven't seen the meme yet. I just heard about it. Yeah, the song/dance. Yeah, like, apparently, like, this huge, it's just blown up, and it's just all over TikTok. And so many people are doing it who don't even know it's from Genshin.
That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god, after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
Yeah, well, what if she's not a god? Then what? What if she's a faker? It went as far as the Dumb Ways to Die's official account? Dang. You saw it randomly on your YouTube last night. Wow, see, it's getting there. It even reached YouTube now. All right, maybe I'll try to find it on YouTube, because I don't even use TikTok.
Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
What the heck is that smug look?
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poissal then. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, She'll look for a place to wait out the heat.
And you think she's gonna go hide in Poisson.
And, as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse.
Oh, you got a video to share? I'm free right now, Hibiki. Only click on it. Alright, also, I'll give you your points back because I was specifically asking for it. So that is a free redeem for you, Hibiki. You can have your points back. I appreciate you finding that video for me. That was really helpful. Okay, so vibing to according to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, we now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
The zoom in on Rising's butt.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, like, this is the kind of thing that's happening. Alright, I like it. And, yeah, they use the... What is it? Another one bites the dust. Oh, it does! The rhythm of it does fit that song. It really does. That's cool. Another one bites the dust. That's a good backing track to that. I like it.
It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling.
That's like such a specific place that you think she would go. She's a whole country she could go to.
But Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I see becoming a detective's done you some good. Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come.
Because that's how you get good at being a detective. You read a bunch of Sherlock Holmes, and then suddenly you're a professional. Oh, Nouvelette's voice line! Thank you, Gladian. I told you I'd forget.
Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already.
Except for this guy.
There are signs of devastation.
He's still here.
Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Yes, all there is are signs of devastation. And this guy. Alright, so we are looking for something number 2. About the vision number 2.
Excuse me? You're saying that even some members of the Seven don a counterfeit vision before mingling with their people? My apologies. I was just caught off guard by the absurdity of the situation.
Wow, he thinks it's silly that some of the Archons put on a fake vision to mingle with the people? Huh, why does he think it's so funny?
I was once advised to wear a counterfeit vision so that I might more easily intervene during moments of crisis. To be quite frank, I was not enamored by this suggestion, nor the implication that one must only exercise the power that is rightfully theirs under false pretenses. With that said, however, I have developed a newfound appreciation for the value of human yearning and determination, having spent considerable time around vision-bearing humans.
Yeah, the wheeze, that was intense. Your friend got back into Genshin, so you've been helping them catch up on 2 years worth of content. Oh boy, that's gonna take a whole year just to catch up on. Man, let's say 2 years worth of content. That's like pretty much Inazuma and Sumeru. Or, yeah, depending on when they left. Oh, I missed wherever I was supposed to go to. It's over here. Left before Inazuma. Yeah, so they got 2 whole countries to go through before Fontaine.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Shh.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out.
Interesting. When she said give up, Farina, was she talking to herself or the real Farina?
I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
I have a name.
I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
He did come back, briefly in the middle of Sumeru, and he has Nilo. All right, not bad.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dared to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found.
She ever gonna drop the act?
Oh, and I'm sure
Some point.
and those people from the Marish Dose Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Yes. Stop trying to act tough, Farina. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you?
Of course not.
You are, and you need to admit it.
The Hydro Archon's over there. Quick, after her.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they?
You might say they are raving rabid fans.
That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
She gonna fight them?
Farina just ran off.
Oh no, she's not gonna fight them. She's just gonna run because she's weak and powerless because she's not an Archon. It's not an act, Mom. This is who I am.
Quick, we have to catch up.
Exactly. Ah, the epic chase scene of Genshin's Fontaine chapter. Ah, look at that getaway.
This should be the place.
They
right?
sure tricked
Hey,
them good.
Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Burn the witch.
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Yeah, only witches have two eyes with two different colors of blue.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
Farida, this place is not what I'd call soundproof. It's like a big metal box with holes in it. So the sound is just gonna bounce around inside and then go right out the window. So you might want to lower your voice to stay hidden.
You're right. Yep, that's a good girl.
Well, they found us. We're doomed.
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Or another disaster just struck, I suspect.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neverlette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
Unless the entire city of Fontaine is about to get flooded, in which case I don't think they can evacuate fast enough.
They've already...
Has Farina finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. You begin to talk amongst yourselves as Farina slowly calms down.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing.
But people just keep burning their greenhouse gases.
But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time.
Prophecy will come true. Tag mind break.
We cannot make an enemy of the
She's
divine.
actually a normal person
what
now.
We do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
Wait a minute. She doesn't have a vision. So maybe she is the Archon? Because she has hydro powers. No, wait. Does she even have hydro powers? Because her elemental skill is she just summons some hydro friends. Although they are made out of hydro, they're not actual animals. So maybe she does have hydro powers. But she doesn't have a vision, so... We cannot make an enemy of the... Wait a minute. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. Are you not the divine yourself, Farina? No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Yeah, okay. So I guess even the Archons are bound to be controlled by Celestia.
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
True, we never saw her use any powers in the story. That is accurate. Although, technically, in, like, Zhongli's story, we never saw him use any powers either. Only in the part where you get to use them for a bit in his character quest. Which is, yeah, like, you never really see anybody use any powers. Only the Raiden Shogun so far has actually shown their elemental powers in the actual Archon Quest. That's it so far. Venti didn't do anything. He just, like, talked to a dragon for a bit. That was about it. He uses his shield in the Archon Quest Scorpions. He used his shield in his second character quest when they reached Ajdaha. I don't remember him using it in the Archon Quest at any point. Although, like, maybe it doesn't matter versus Archon Quest versus Character Quest. But he does do it in the Character Quest for sure. That would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times. Especially after we almost lost Poisson.
Yeah, so, like, if it's just an historic quest, I say the Archons don't necessarily need to show their powers during the Archon Quest to prove that they're an Archon.
Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives.
But also, in all the Archon quests, they usually try to keep it secret who the actual Archon is. Like, Venti was secret for a little bit, and Zhongli was secret mostly until the very end. And, well, Raiden was obvious and Nikita was obvious. But we don't know what's going on in Fontaine yet. Venti did use his powers, but not really for combat. Did he use his powers to stop the tornadoes? Oh, when we got sucked up in that tornado, Venti was the one who saved us from it, right? Yeah, all right. Morax is presumed dead, so even if Zhongli did something, it wouldn't matter. And similar for Venti, yeah. He opened the he opened the wind barrier that was around Storm Terror's lair. I completely forgot about that. That's so long ago.
I
He
still
did do that.
don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else.
Yeah.
As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
But how?
Oh, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
You think she actually has a split personality? And she just switched right now? Wait, but Layla, they already did a split personality person with Layla. You think they're gonna do it again with Farina? I don't know. I think she's just always herself, but sometimes she just acts.
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. Farina, you might not have to shoulder this burden alone. Wait, what's the line? If I can't carry it for you. Wait, I may not be able to carry it for you, but I could carry you. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness?
In your trial
Yes.
of the country.
I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you?
Yes, which means you can tell me anything and it doesn't matter.
If that's the case...
No time left, Purina, just spit it out. We're all gonna die. Oh, cutscene. She was gonna tell us, but she waited too long, and now the world is ending. Did Liddy magic us here? Bad ending. We were in a friggin' boat in Poisson, and Linny freaking magicked us over to...
This concludes my opening performance.
Wherever, the opera house. Holy crap.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
Wait, I don't understand. Why didn't they wait for her to just say it? To say whatever she was gonna say? Why did they, like, reveal that she was on trial, and now she's gonna go all acting again instead of telling the truth? What was the point? It's all sleight of hand. That's how we got here.
Do not forget, however,
Exactly.
that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
No.
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
That's why Ether said they were running out of time. Oh. Wait, so is it... They had to transport them there, and so, like, as soon as they got there, like, that would have been, like, the time? Like, they couldn't just keep the thing held together forever while they were there? Yeah, alright, that kind of makes sense. But, like, the logistics behind it aren't exactly clear. But they did set it up correctly.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Trial was the plan to... Wait, was the plan her confession was a curveball they didn't know about? Oh. I raise my iron sting at you.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
I thought she was gonna pull out her sword.
Believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
He was trying to see if he could get her to spill the beans before they got to the opera house. Wait, but why? Why wouldn't they want her to spill the beans at the opera house where everybody could hear? Wouldn't that make more sense so that everybody hears and not just the traveler?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Unless they wanted her to spill the beans to the traveler so the traveler could decide what to do without having to, like, freak out all of Fontaine.
Lady Farina,
depending on what
is
Farina
the meaning
said.
of this?
Oh, that's what the trial is for? I don't know. It just seems to me like it would make more sense if they got her to confess in front of everybody, and then the trial would be over, like, immediately, because she just confessed.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
So what did it mean then?
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you.
Oh, who's she protecting? The actual Archon?
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes.
The trial is forced her in a corner to make her confess. They didn't know she was about to confess in the box. Oh, so okay, so the traveler didn't know she was going to confess. Like, he just knew that they were taking her to the opera house where they would do the whole trial to make her confess. But she was going to confess early, which they didn't plan for. All right, that makes sense.
Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
You're just redeeming it for the music? Alright, I really should turn off video reaction redeems, like when we're doing Archon Quest. Well, I don't want to, like, pause the Archon Quest to, like, go watch a video of Honkai's Impact 3rd. Completely unrelated. I really want to finish this Archon Quest, Gladian, so for now, maybe if we finish it early, we can redeem that later. But for now, I'm gonna give you your points back for that. No, it's all good. Yeah, because, like, I don't know how much is left, because, like, it would be nice to get this done tonight. So, because I was like, so I can start farming the new boss. Because, like, I know I can unlock it, but I just don't want to see the boss until I get to the actual boss in the story. How's it going, Ditherial? Welcome in. Oh, it's almost over? Sweet.
Oh, now we're making history.
It will not be early? Alright, so I am both close to the end, and I'm so close and yet still so far.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she...
Alright then.
I don't really need
Who
Paimon
will
to
be
explain
my
the situation to
opponent in
me.
this trial?
We know what's going on. We don't need Paimon explaining everything we just
The
saw.
court asks the prosecutor to please take the
Oh,
stand.
mostly cutscenes? 2 more hours? Oh, man. Maybe I should just end early and we'll finish this next Genshin stream. We'll finish this next Friday. Ditherial, you actually think it takes 2 more hours?
Is that so?
Alright, Hibiki
Very
disagrees.
well. Then please speak witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
All right, Vicky, why do you think it won't take 2 more hours? Like, all right, well, all right, don't say anything. I guess it might get too close to saying spoilers. All right, we were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, and it still turned out like this in the end. Dang it. Ah, it's okay, though. As long as we can defeat Farina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins.
Like, we've had a whole court trial. Like, unless Child shows up out of nowhere and he's like, I did it. Like, in 2 minutes in.
Just
it might take a while.
How much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
All right, yeah, it's 9:30 your time, which is 11:30 my time.
We did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
All right, so the start of the trial is just everyone explaining how we got her
People's
here.
resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
Wait, you guys who have done this story already, you can actually look this up. You just go on YouTube and see someone who has done the Archon Quest and posted it, and like you get to this point in the video, and then you see how much time is left from this point to the end of the video. And that should be like how much time I have left. There is a chapter mode that consists 5 chapters, and it's all 45 to 60 minutes. And I'm not there yet. Okay, so like that's a good way to estimate it, Detherial. So if so that means I'm over, like it'll take longer than 45 to 60 minutes. And I really don't want to go past 12:30. So like I want to limit it to an hour more. So maybe pretty soon we just stop this and maybe we'll go do the Abyss and then I'll finish the story next stream. Yeah, because then at least that way I can put in the title, like we're finishing the story today, guaranteed for sure, gonna happen.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese.
There's gonna be a chance for me to get out of this, right? Where I can leave and go to the Abyss? Please tell me it's not gonna lock me in for another 2 hours.
The volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human.
Well, also a human and a fairy.
My thanks,
so there's a lot
Farina.
of stuff in there.
Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
All right, so, yep, through the power of looking things up, we have determined we got approximately 2 hours left. Good to know. All right, I can leave soon. Perfect. Thank you guys for helping me figure that out. That is actually awesome. So we'll have a perfect plan for next stream. I know I'll be able to finish it next Genshin stream.
You're welcome.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Wow, they did that in just a few days? That's like kind of dope.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Yeah, sorry about that. We deceived you back there.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, you guessed wrong, Farina.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance to tell us the truth before forcing you in this trial. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage. Because we are good people.
Is that so?
Confess!
Then I suppose
Yes,
I
exactly,
must have missed
Scorpions.
my final chance.
We need her to confess.
It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
No, you're wrong! Objection! She's already pulling Phoenix right. Yeah, the only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by the conversation we had earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage?
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
Can you imagine in an actual trial? Like the lawyer friggin' standing up at the front of the courtroom, they see someone they know and they're like, "Hey, Jim, how's it going?" And like their client beside them is like freaking out, like about to go to jail or something. And they're like, "Bruh, can you just like focus on the trial, man?"
Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
It's a super practical gift, and I never would have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly confirm
in the trial.
information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right.
Cool.
I didn't this is the words of someone as extraordinary as a witch.
I think I remember the story. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Are you guys sure I can get out of this?
Oh, come on, Nervilette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
I feel like it's gonna be really hard to get out of this trial.
The part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As
Soon,
the
TM?
and
Okay.
the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
Yeah, maybe she's not an actual god, but she's a god at acting.
That's true.
Am I
My
right?
charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh, hell yeah! Zack makes a comeback.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Dope.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I
came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Yo, Hibiki, your aunt is a lawyer, and she watched you play some of this quest, and during all the trial scenes, I could see her visibly cringe. Oh, yeah. Oh, has that lawyer guy, like the one lawyer YouTuber who's super big, has he done anything, like, with the Genshin trials yet? I feel like that's the kind of video he would do, because it would get, like, 1 million views from all the Genshin players.
Charge accepted.
But yeah, like, these trials are, like, not even close to real life.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
They even seem different from the lawyer-type shows that you see on TV.
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
You can be guilty by literally not being the Archon.
There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Don't think so, but you saw a magician react to the Liddy quest? Really? Alright, what was his reaction, Hibiki?
Yeah.
Did he think it was actually possible, or was he like, that's not
Lady
ever gonna
Farina
happen
can
in real
be
life?
Super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
Oh, that's a terrible argument. That makes no sense. They were... Of course, if they were told you were the Hydro Archon when they were born, that they would think you're that.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
Wow, he said some of it could be legitimately done. That is pretty cool.
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
But people only see you as their Archon because that's their long-held belief. Because they were born thinking you were the Archon. Which makes sense, because you told everyone you were the Archon when they were born, so like, what else were they to think? That proves nothing.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am?
She's an Oceanid.
And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
By being a freaking Oceanid. That's how. What do we know to be special about Farina exactly? Can I get out now? Are you guys messing with me? I'm pretty sure it doesn't seem like there's any way to get out other than finishing the trial. Alright, so Farina's long life. We became his attorney, sealed a child's meeting with the knave, intrusion of the primordial sea, the whale. Yes, the whale. Tea time with N. Navia falling into seawater. That doesn't make any sense. Irrelevant? Okay, meeting with the knave. I'm right, somehow.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race.
You can't. You can get out, just gotta progress through the... How long is the trial going to take?
Even if that wasn't...
Is the trial gonna take like another hour?
Other ways to extend your life.
Alright, there could be other ways to extend your life, such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse.
Ooh, that I think is good lore. All the Archons are actually cursed to have elemental powers and be forced to be controlled by Celestia through the Gnosis.
But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Alright, after the trial, there's another cutscene, and then you can exit. Alright, so whoever said soon TM, like Scorpions, and Deatherial, who said you can leave soon, it's not that soon.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervalet?
So, Farina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
The trial is going on for a while.
Well, it is true that it's
What's the problem with this game? You can't just, like, get out.
Just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, maybe we're halfway through the trial. Half the dots are lit up in the Oratrice.
Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being?
Yeah, alright, you guaranteed that I can exit the trial, but you also said soon. Everyone who said soon lied to me.
Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Wait, that one trial proved the opposite. Farina actually has no control over the Oratrice at all. The truth is this one. The last trial.
That doesn't sound
Nope,
right.
I'm wrong.
Paimon doesn't think this could...
No, it's gotta be a child's conviction.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Alright, once you can exit, don't leave the zone or else you'll be forced to watch the cutscene again? Wait, so you're saying exit and then just turn off the game? Yeah, how long is soon, by the way? Soon, TM, meaning it's upcoming, but it'll be much later than... Oh, wait, soon TM is, like, not actually soon? Scorpions, I didn't know the TM part made it a lie. I didn't know TM meant not actually soon. I thought people just said soon TM as, like, a joke. 'Cause it's like soon, oh, that's, like, trademarked.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to
I don't
comprehend.
know, soon should be, like, less than 10 minutes.
There is no need to provide an explanation.
Like, depending on what you're waiting for. Like, if you're waiting for a surgery, soon might be, like, a few days. But if you're waiting to get out of a part of a game, soon should be under 10 minutes.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order.
Alright, turn off the game, but don't leave the Opera House? Well, I'm going to have to leave the Opera House. I've got other stuff to do. I can't just sit in the Opera House until the next time I stream Genshin, which is next Friday. So, alright, we'll just have to watch the cutscene again next week. It's fine. Yo, Bread! Welcome back. How's it going? Alright, so you changed your Twitch name too as well. Alright, do you still want to be called Bread? Bread? This trial's going on for a while, I'm sure.
The principles of justice in the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial.
Look, God bless you with E1 Ho-Ho. Life's good? Nice. Alright, I shall continue to call you Bread. Yo, Bread, what's her E1 do?
You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
There's no free There's no free exit until the quest is over? That's actually stupid. That's like so dumb. That like they make you go through a 2-hour quest, and if you quit any time during it, you have to repeat the whole 2 hours. That seems like ridiculous. Like, I want to do other stuff in the game. Let me play the game and not just stick me in this thing for 2 hours. All right, I want to see what happens if I just kill the game. Wait, there are checkpoints in the quest, so I don't have to finish the entire quest. Are you sure, Gladian? She gets one more skill passive thing and will get one when entering battle. Not bad.
I never thought.
That's
you'd
pretty good.
use that kind of
Eidolon.
rhetoric against me.
All right, yeah, yeah, okay, that's fine if the game is pretty much cutscenes from here. I don't mind that. Like, I just want to like be able to pause and get out between cutscenes.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
Yeah, so you can use her E less and get some skill points back.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created.
Don't know where the checkpoints are, but it doesn't reset the entire cutscene.
You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
All right, so if you finish the trial and watch the cutscene, you get control. You only have to do that one cutscene. Okay, yeah, not the whole trial. That's fine. I don't mind redoing that one cutscene.
Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
That'll actually be kind of good, so then we can re-watch the cutscene at the start of the next Genshin stream to kind of recap where we are in the story. I think that's a good thing. All right, sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now, but then Miss Farina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon? You know, to prove that you have Archon powers?
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
I don't know, maybe do literally anything.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
All right, so there is, all right, as long as there's one checkpoint, that's fine.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. You know, like as an Archon, you should have control over your Archon powers. And surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision. Like, you can shoot some water balls out of your finger like I can, right?
Aren't you
That shouldn't
the
be too
Hydro
hard.
Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
Therefore, I have no power, and wow, I can't believe I just came up with that on the spot. Aren't I smart?
Thus
Man, I'm
did
good at
I
my
give
job.
up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
She's a phony! A big fat phony!
Isn't that a huge stretch?
It is.
Yeah. No matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Good point. All right, we're 3/4 of the way through the trial.
He's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me?
Burn the witch. Wait, no, Hippick, we just found out she has no powers, so she can't even be a witch. She's a nothing.
Please, you've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, She really has committed a grave offense.
Alright, can everybody just look at the woman in the top right corner there? Does her face just look wrong at this angle? It looks like her mouth and her chin are just like kind of like down here, and it's like she's got like missing part of her chin. It just looks so weird, her face. I don't know, just the angle, it looks weird. Burn the nothing! Exactly.
Did she
That's what we need to do.
And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
She's completely still. Yeah, that also was weird. That did add to the weirdness.
That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
Hey, look, I don't need to prove that. You need to prove that you are the Hydro Archon.
If you have no evidence of
It's
another
called
Hydro Archon's
burden of
existence,
proof.
nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Whoa, Merry Christmas. All right, welcome in, Jaimirage. God damn it, you never tell me how to pronounce your name. I'm just gonna start calling you Jerry for no reason. Welcome in, Jerry. Thanks for lurking, Niraj.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument.
Oh, 5.
How can we refute her now?
Fusili, Jerry.
really doesn't
Oh,
want to give up.
5. Fair point, but isn't it easier to prove someone's a murderer when you have the body? But how? I mean, like, yeah, that helps Scorpions. Wait, how is that related at all to this case? Like, yeah, it's easier to prove something when you've got some sort of proof rather than nothing. But, like, to be able to prove something, you need proof that it's true. You don't need proof that it's not false. Proof that it's not false is, like, not useful. You need actual proof that something is true. I don't know why, but I found Ho-Ho's tail kind of... Hear me out. I didn't even know Ho-Ho had a tail. I had no idea. I have not done her trial yet in the game. Alright, so what evidence can prove that Furina is a human? I guess I don't know, the Primordial Sea? Oh, because if Furina was an Archon, she would have saved us from the sea, and Neuvillette wouldn't have had to go himself. Nope, never mind. I don't know, none of this makes any sense. Navia in the seawater? That doesn't seem right. Oh. Like, how is any of this related? Seawater, sure. The last trial.
It has been established.
Sure, alright, that one.
Arcanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
There's already Bara art of Ho-Ho's tail? What is Bara art? I don't know what Bara means. I've not heard of that before. Is that like inappropriate stuff or what? Like furry stuff? Offer, I didn't kill them in the bodies. I didn't kill them. The bodies under the floorboards were there when Oh, officer. I didn't kill them. The bodies were under the floorboards when I moved in. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's actually really hard to convict people. Because, like, maybe they were in the floorboards when they moved in. You don't actually know that. Like, it's not likely, but it's really hard to prove that that person put them there. Like, you would need to find their DNA on the bodies, and then it's basically true. Like, if you found their DNA on the bodies, then yeah, then it's obvious. But if you don't, then it's like, okay, well, did this person put them there, or did someone else put them there? It's basically big buff men. Oh. So there's, like, people drawing Ho-Ho, or her tail, as a big buff man?
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Yeah, we'll just spray some primordial water on you. And since you're the Archon, nothing will happen, right?
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater?
Oh boy, there it is.
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontainian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Oh, is she going for it? Oh, man. Maybe... Oh, man. I kind of want to see her touch it and then just dissolve. And she's like, well, this is how I wanted to go out anyway.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Scorpion says, I suppose my original message would be better represented as ... when you establish a motive. Yeah, the bluff of a lifetime. Yeah, everybody, I'm totally gonna touch it. Touched it. Yep, I definitely touched it. I'm clearly the Archon.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
This is a great way to back her into a corner.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Oh, dang.
Hey!
She actually did it. Wait, what if she just didn't even know whether or not she was the Archon? And this is how she found out.
Fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon!
But why was she scared?
I'm nothing like a normal human.
Yeah, if maybe she didn't know.
As soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewin? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
She got super wet.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
The result is she's super wet.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Oh, they like diluted it a lot so it wouldn't kill her. But they left just enough in so that it would give her some symptoms that Siegewin could show.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin.
Yeah, got him.
You may return to the defendant's stand.
Yeah, they trapped her so she'd be found guilty either way. And they didn't have to kill her with it.
What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, On the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Yeah, they didn't want to accidentally kill her.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... you...
But what's really going on here? Farina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. So she wanted to end it all. This is too unlike how she usually acts, unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life. Exactly. She needs to keep her secret. And she would die to keep it. But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing.
I mean, you say that, but it literally did prove it.
Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Because you're freaking nuts and desperate. Exactly, Abiki.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Yeah, we don't believe her. Nobody believes her.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
Oh, she's freaking out.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
And then they use Star Rail transition for some reason. Because her world was shattered. Where have we seen this image before? The Star Rail?
To render the final verdict on the charges.
And that's Star Rail too. It's all Star Rail here. The freaking wishing thing. And then we're transported to the Astral Express. There's the ticket.
To the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Farina is
crying on her throne. Exactly. It's saying she's innocent?
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
Did the Oratrice just declare Farina to be innocent?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Oh, then why were you so surprised, Novelette? It was obvious she was guilty.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty.
Oh, well that doesn't necessarily mean this trial. It could be the Hydro Archon is guilty of whatever the thing they did in the past was that got the whole place cursed.
To be punished via the death sentence.
Oh, well that's different. Hello, Envy. Do you think Farina should get punished via the death sentence? I don't know about that.
The death sentence?
Bird the useless goddess. Look, I don't think pretending to be an Archon is worth killing her over.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence.
You love
has been
Farina?
handed out
Yeah.
in the court, and it's been
Exactly,
given to
she
the
doesn't
very
deserve
person who is
this.
worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Off with her head.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice?
That is pretty appropriate with Alice in Wonderland sort of thing.
So she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
I would disagree. Yeah, Vache deserved worse, exactly. Furina doesn't deserve this. Vache actually did some really bad stuff. Furina just, like, acted for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
she didn't even hurt anybody.
Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
What's more strange is, instead of Furina, the Oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon. Oh, yeah! So because Furina screwed up, now the Hydro Archon gets punished instead of her.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place.
Just playing the mob, Hibiki? Nice. You dropped $50 to get C2? Wow. That's pretty good to get C2. Not too expensive.
The Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Maybe the Oratrice is like, oh, I'm the Oratrice and I'm the Hydro Archon, and now I shall self-destruct. So that I don't actually have to tell you about Furina.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Turns out Fremine was the Hydro Archon the entire time. What a twist.
Still going?
Fremine, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Yeah, no spoilers, exactly. Fontaine is goated. You lost 50-50. Wait, you lost 50-50 3 times? With 230 wishes saved? Oh my god. Oh, but you started with 230 wishes. Alright, then you had to spend the extra 50 to get the C2. Dang, that sucks.
Is that the first prophecy slate?
That's the missing stone. What the hell is going on there? Is that the previous Hydro Archon and then some guy?
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water.
Oh, you're trying to get more Charlotte cons. Is she good? Like, the more cons she gets?
But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late?
It's still not too late. You talk too slow, Fremine.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Oh yeah, those are Oceanids at the bottom. And then they're like turning into a ball and then a human pops out.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
Don't love her so much you'll make her slay harder? Nice. Building it, melt DPS Charlotte, wow.
So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates.
Want to slap Fremine in the back of the head because he talks too slow. It's like, bro, talk like at least a normal pace. You don't need to be fast or anything, but just say words, man.
However, I'm uncertain
say the
as
words.
to how much sense they currently make to you.
All right, an association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Let's try to recall the contents of the
Oh, now we got to do one of those things, don't we?
Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Here we go. It's the brain thing. Oh, no, it's this thing. I am so bad at this. Triple Crown, all pink hair catalysts. Nice.
Describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Wait a minute. Are there more than 2 pink-haired catalysts, Envy, or is it just Charlotte and Yenfei?
Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
Oh, so that's why when they get dissolved by the primordial water, they turn back into Oceanids.
The second stone
We kind of learned that with Navia's
floating
thing.
in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing?
Oh, yeah, Miko. Ew, Kokomi does have pink hair. I forgot about them. Nice. Wow, we got a lot of nice pink-haired catalyst girls.
The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Does it, or does it show Farina sinking into the sea?
That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
No, Paimon, that's wrong. The fourth one shows Farina crying that she was found to not be the actual Hydro Archon, which actually came true.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we?
There's literally 2 different people in those things. One's the Hydro Archon, the other's Farina. So now I gotta tell everybody what actually happened. Kokomi is blonde? No, she's not blonde. Like, she just has very light pink hair, so it's kind of halfway between pink and blonde, but it is more on the pink side for sure. Yeah, like a pastel pink, exactly. It's very light. Okay, so... Prophecy, the first one... Guess maybe there's people being dissolved because they can turn into Oceanids.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontainians can be dissolved in primordial seawater, and this might be the reason that Fontainians can dissolve.
I think it would skip through if I clicked. Is the only black-haired character we have Wriothesley? Zhongli's hair is pretty dark. I might say it's black. Isn't Venti's hair also black? Like, his black with, like, the green on the ends of his hair. Oh, it's brown? I guess yeah, it is brown. It's like a darker brown, but still brown. But what about Venti? Venti's more... Oh, it is more blue-greenish. It's just like a dark blue-green. All right, true. All right, maybe we don't have anyone else. Yeah, because Wriothesley, it's like just black with some gray in it. Okay. Slate 2 is something with Celestia. Navia fell into the primordial seawater. I don't know if that has to do with Celestia. Alright. It shows Celestia floating in the sky, Hydro Archon and her people worshiping it together, but the heavens still brought judgment upon them. I don't know what any of these have to do with that. Navia.
That doesn't sound
No.
quite right.
Great. Farina. Oh, it is.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalet mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, has recorded on the stone slates.
Okay. I don't understand that one, but alright, sure. Xinyan? I think she is dark. It's dark brown. Yeah, Shin'en is dark brown. Mona is more of a purplish color. It's like a dark purple for Mona. And not even as dark. Mona's definitely purple. Oh, in-game's lighter than her art. Interesting. Yeah, it's always weird how, like, their art is sometimes, like, kind of pretty different than in-game. Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. What proves that? An obvious thing? Yeah.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
This last one is... Well, oh, okay, so the last one actually is her sitting after everyone was dissolved. Which is proven by child?
That doesn't sound quite right.
Novelette's power,
the
I
prophecy
guess.
from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first.
Yeah,
The
Mona's dark
fortress of
purple that
Meropide
fades
was
into
nearly
lighter
flooded
purple,
with
yeah.
primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontainians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid.
Wanderer's... No, Wanderer's like a very dark blue, so it's not black. Also, was the cutscene we just passed where I was supposed to get out of it? Guys, like, could I have gotten out, like, right after the last cutscene? Was that my exit point and nobody told me?
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
Yeah, you don't know, Hibiki, but, like, Gladian and Detherial were telling me earlier that, like, there's a point where I can get out of this quest and I can go do other stuff and I can come back in.
Navia fell into the water inside those
But I don't know
ruins,
where the point
and
is.
She nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay.
Alright, you left when you had physical control over your character. Alright, Hibiki, is there a point after this where I get physical control before the end of the quest?
The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what.
Okay. Alright, so Hibiki, do you know, like, after I get physical control, like, how much longer the rest of the Archon Quest is?
The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Verification complete, and oh, I have to press the leave button, not the OK button.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
The first slate reveals that Fontainians are not real humans. And, like, the problem is like, I can't wait until I get control. I have to end stream. Like, I can't just keep going forever. After that is some spoiler stuff, the boss, and then another cutscene. Alright, we're just gonna have to end it now. Like, if I have to redo stuff, like, before next stream, I'll just get back to this point. And then we'll, like, start from here next stream. I'll just do whatever I have to redo to get back here. Because, like, I can't keep going. I gotta end stream sometime. Dia's hair is black with yellow streaks? No, Dia's hair is a very dark brown. It's a dark brown. It's definitely not black. Good luck? No, it'll be fine, Hibiki. Don't worry. It'll be fine. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to redo the entire quest. And if I do, I will seriously write a very strongly worded letter to Mihoyo, telling them how shit their game is. Making you play it and then redo the whole thing if you exit at one point. That's actually ridiculous. Yo, Banana Man. What's going on? Alright, let's... Yo, I know who we're raiding today. Have I raided Day before? Have I ever even got a chance to raid her? Please tell me she's not ending right now. No, it's Friday. She's probably not ending this early. Yeah, let's give her a raid. Tighnari's is black, but only at the top. It fades into, like... No. Tighnari is definitely black. And then he's got, like, some green, like here and the tips. But, yeah, his actually is black at the top, for sure. So, it's not just Wriothesley. Someone else has some black hair. Yeah, it's not completely black, but, like, Wriothesley's hair isn't completely black either. He's got gray in it in places. Only, like, by his ears? Yeah, maybe. Alright, we'll look at, I was gonna look it up, but then, like, I would have to close the stream that we're going into in my browser and then show you so that we don't have, like, too many things going on at the same time. It's fine. We'll just look it up after stream. His hair fades to a bluer color as it goes down. Maybe, I guess. I'll see. I don't know. Alright, we're raiding High Lady of Day. She's also playing Genshin today. Apparently she's doing Viewer Abyss. So please, copy a raid message so that we can go give her a raid. The first one is the regular raid message. Second one is for people who happen to be subbed. Alright, so, for those of you who are unaware, tomorrow is my very last stream in my apartment that I'm living in right now. So it's going to be a very different stream. It's going to be a completely different game that I've never played before. The format will be different. It's going to look different. There's going to be a different camera angle. So look out for that tomorrow, regular time. And then I'll be back to my regular schedule next week, just in a different location. So I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. And I hope everyone has a good night tonight. Might not be here tomorrow. See how much internet you have? All right, Banana Man, you are really going to miss out if you miss stream tomorrow. Like, if you can at least be here for the very beginning, you'll enjoy the intro to the stream. I've got an intro planned for it. It's going to be great. All right, everybody. Next Genshin stream next Friday, we'll finish this story. We're going to have a good time. Have a great night, everybody. Raiden time.